Wait, how do I make you big? Like,
No, don't. Just leave me. You can just leave me like this. That's fine.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Let's see. Well, okay, it's saying you'll disconnect all guests for now. Co-host will start upon the other creator's approval.
I think that when Ray gets on, you can, she can like request and like join or whatever, after she gets on.
She did the request and I tried to accept it, but that's what it said. Ray, can you do another one?
Did you get figure out?
We just went off. It wouldn't allow me to disconnect it, but we just went off there. Thank you. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because I don't have too long to be on here. I was actually about to start getting in the shower and getting ready for my night.
I know I need to go to bed.
But I'm more than happy to like answer whatever questions that you guys have.
Okay, yes, I definitely have questions. I don't know what happened to Ray. Can you send another invite? I don't see anything to like. I know
She couldn't go up to the top corner of where your name and it says join. Like for her, it should have join up by your name. That's how I found it.
Okay.
It just took some time.
I don't even see her go live with guests. She's not showing up.
Hey, Christy.
Hey, Tabby. Oh, I just messaged her and said send another one. Oh my goodness. I'm not fluent in TikTok. I mean,
I'm not really either.
oh my goodness, it says she can't send another.
Yes, I was filing my nails. That's funny.
Ah. All right, let me see if I can figure this out. Yeah, okay. It says invite in 3 minutes. What the heck? I see people all the time with like 20 people in a box. Okay, and you went live on you went live.
I did only for a second, but
But that's how you got in here, right? Was you went live on your and then sent like an invite?
well, no, that's not how I came on. I was in her live, I guess, not yours. So I had to go onto your account, and then at the top it said like there's like a heart that says join.
Do you hear that, Ray?
And
I
then
think it's on the chat.
It's because you're on guest. I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
So how about I leave and then whenever you and her get together, then I'll try to come in, I guess.
Okay, and if not, maybe try to go live and we could bring you in.
Tiffers would have to jump off and then go live individually, and then you guys, okay, I guess come on to mine so we can just talk about this right quick.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Okay, I'm going to stay live. Wait. No, I think we all have to go live, right? Isn't that what they said? All three of you start your own live and then you can join together. So she's going to go live. I'm going to wait for her to go live. Ray is live. She's going to go live, so I'm just going to give it a minute. Okay.
Okay, there. So now when Tiffers has to go live, don't click on invite. Don't click on the quick invites.
That guy just sent me another request.
Don't accept it, please. So
no, you didn't. I know you just did not send a request. I think you have to get off the live because you wouldn't drop.
Hey Caitlin. So when you when Tiffers is on live, okay, it should show you the option to invite her. Because all three of us can be a host at the same time. Should I check and see if she's on?
Oh, I see her.
Okay.
I just sent invite.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Oh, nobody's talking crap about Tiffers.
Yeah, I really hate when people keep doing that. Nobody has said a bad word about Tiffers at all.
It's literally like, when, I don't know, the Ashley post stuff, and then if my source tells me something different, or if when I say something, but the Ashley says her source told her something different, like, it is what it is. Like, sometimes we get different information. Sometimes our research.
Yeah.
It's just us trying to be as honest as we can about what we find.
Yeah. Like, why can people like disagree and not be respectful? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, that doesn't make sense. So the fact that you guys are, like somebody saying like, and you're believing it and putting out the false narrative, like the fact that like, you guys have to understand regardless, like
I've never said, okay, because Catelynn and Tyler said this, I believe it. I always, in my stuff, go to my last live, I was like, so what do you guys think? Do you believe it? And I'm putting, this is what's being said. This is part of my research, what the laws are on what could potentially happen. Yes, they could go about legally, they could go this way, but it has to be this and this and this and this and this. So nobody is saying that what they're saying is the truth. Anybody that follows me knows that I'm always like, this is what's being said. This is what I know. What do y'all think? I am never pushing what I think on anybody else. I always leave that up for y'all to believe what y'all want to believe. Nobody can ever accuse me of like pushing someone's narrative, because I'm always like, what do y'all think? Do y'all think this is what it is? Do y'all think that's what it is? So, I mean,
on those two
circles. Okay, hold on. Hey, I hear her.
It's because I'm on my laptop.
I'm like, I hear her. What is going on? I sent her an invite.
Yeah, I'm telling her right now. I'm telling her to click on those two circles, and then she can accept the invite.
Elle just shares the info. LOL. That's what I try to do. And if I can look something up and prove it with court documents, that's what I do. Oh, wow. Okay. I am sorry to hear that. At the end of the day, I'll respect
Tiffers did what you did right now.
She accepted somebody?
Yeah, that was so funny because her face was like, what the fuck? And then she got up. I'm sorry. It's just funny because I don't know why you guys keep doing that.
It's so funny. Easy to do that. Okay, Mariah, is that how you spell your name? I like the spelling. I want to make sure I'm getting it right. I'm not but realistically, your info is sometimes pretty biased. I'm biased. I'm not a journalist. I am not like Amber Portwood. Guess what? I'm biased. And nobody has a problem with me being biased and saying Amber Portwood is a crappy mom because they agree with my bias. It's when people disagree, then all of a sudden it's like, then they want to say, you're biased. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you agreed with it, then you would love it. You would be here for it, eating it up every time I did a live about Amber Portwood saying what kind of crappy mom she is. You'd be like, that's right on, girl. Nobody expects me to be on bias when it comes to Janelle Evans.
She's on live again.
Okay, let me see if I can send the that's not how I did it. Okay, I just put the info.
Okay.
This is not a
There we go. Okay.
This is a YouTube channel talking about reality TV. I'm not a reporter. I'm not a reporter. Never claimed to be, didn't go to school to be one. And I'm not taking that away from people that did go to school to do that. So I talk about stuff. I was just a stay-at-home mom when I started talking about reality TV. Like, just putting my opinions out there. So I'm not a reporter. It is what it is. But if anybody wants to be one, that's their opinion to be one. Go get on a YouTube channel and talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I love TikTok Shop. Did y'all know that's a hack? Did y'all know that's a hack?
What?
I didn't know that till the other day. that if you say like another platform because TikTok doesn't like it, if you start
Oh
saying
yeah.
shop, then apparently they won't shut you down or give you a restriction. I don't know.
Yeah, I heard
I
that.
know like last week. So
All
anyway,
right.
okay. I'll start because I had people coming to me and they're like, "Did you see? I mean, emails, comments. Did you see that Carly silenced Catelynn and Tyler?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't see that. Like, what? Where? You know?" So I was directed to your video. I'm like, "Damn, that's wild." You know, I don't know nothing about it. I'm seeing this going on between you and Catelynn. She's denying it. You're like, you got a reliable source, and I'm like, I know how it is when we're like,
I have a source. I have a source directly, like in Carly's family. Like Catelynn and Tyler probably would love to know who the source is because they're not my sources. I don't take anything that they say as fact, as truth. They've lied way too many times. And so I trust the source that I have that is literally related to, or not related, but close to her family. Like you know what I'm saying?
Like in the community.
Yes, like close, like in close relation to her, or you know what I mean?
And we're not asking, by the way, like we're not asking for that information. We would never ask.
No, I'm not saying that you are. I'm just saying like that, like that's why I trust my source, and I'm not asking anybody to trust it. But this is what I have been told: is that after all the everything that took place with those messages, that Carly herself went and filed paperwork to silence them. She asked them to not speak about her, about anything of it, and they could still get updates until she is 18. If they could follow that, then past her turning 18, it could either be, you know, it depends on how they act. That's why I said in my video, like, this could extend past her being 18, because depending on how they behave, which with everything going on right now, this could have an effect. And I don't think that they're realizing like they're playing with fire, and that's their choice. You know what I mean? Like nobody can tell them what to do or what not to do.
Right.
But I was told that she had had enough. She filed the paperwork. And if Catelynn and Tyler want to deny that, I don't care. I mean, it's very on brand. But for me, I trust my source.
Right. So I have a question. So I was trying to figure out, okay, like what can a 16-year-old file herself? Well, legally in the state she lives in, I'm not seeing anything that a minor can file herself, but her parents can file on her behalf. So are you saying
she filed her? It's legal for her to file herself. It's advised for her to have a lawyer or a parent go over it, but at 16, it is legal in North Carolina for her to do that. I just made a video about it. And a cease and desist is not public record because it's just from her and her attorney directly to Catelynn and Tyler.
It's not filed with the courts.
So unless
this is not filed with the courts, right?
It's not. So you will not be able to find that. So unless Catelynn and Tyler are forthcoming and actually show you, like, hey, this is. Otherwise, they're going to tell you whatever, and not just you. I mean that to anybody. I mean like a generalized you. They will say that to their listeners, their audience, to save face. And again, that is their choice. But I believe that they were served because the timing aligns with him saying that he was no longer going to talk about it. But then next thing you know, I make this video. Yeah.
Well, I try to watch Tyler's lives and Amber and everybody just for like, and they've talked about them. Like, it's not a lot, but like he's asked questions and Catelynn will usually be in the comment section and they're answering. So if they have something, they have violated. But a cease and desist doesn't silence you. Like legally, you can still run your mouth.
No, but I mean, my thing is that if they were served these papers from Carly and she directly said to them these things, if they love her and care about her so much, why not respect that?
Right. No, I 100%.
Why would you jeopardize your
yeah.
and my thing is that they know what went on. I've been privy to it. I'm not going to get into too much detail because I don't need to go there. But at the end of the day, those things that they were hoping to still have one day with her, they could be ruining right now with this whole conversation. They could have ignored my video like they do with all the others, but they chose to fixate on this. Now the Ashley is reporting on this. Now the Teen Mom Shade Room. I'm thankful that Carly's family and her are not upset with me for my video, because that was my main concern was, shit, I opened my mouth. What if I caused harm to her more by talking about this? Thankfully, they kind of expected it would eventually get brought up because other creators have speculated that maybe they were because of how they got quiet all of a sudden.
So did you never mind, go ahead, sorry.
No, that's about it. I'm just answering. I just want to answer y'all's questions. I mean, like, you guys are curious. I'm answering them. And
I'm not saying, I'm like, I want you to finish like everything. I want to be able to take everything in. So that's why I'm kind of just.
But yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, they can say that they weren't, and that's fine. I know that I'm not just making something up. I trust my source. My source has never been wrong. I mean, when you Elle got information about Carly and it was saying things that I was like questioning, so I was like, well, I'm getting opposite information.
Yeah, we talked about that, yeah.
And I've always gone with my gut, and so far it's not been wrong. She has made it clear to them that she does not want a relationship with them right now, and they know that. It's about respecting it and not trying to prove to the public like that, you know, what maybe I'm saying is wrong. Like, stop trying to prove something to everybody and just be honest.
Right.
Like,
I'll tell you why I got confused though, because in the video, in the comments, you're like, it's not a cease and desist. Like, I never said it was that. Because Catelynn was like, never got a cease and desist. And you're like, I'm not saying that it's that. And in the comments, you were like,
because
no,
I wasn't really trying to give too much information. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't trying to be technical. This is what they got. This is like, I was just replying to a comment initially. And that, because somebody was like, well, why don't they talk about her? And so I was just saying like, hey, I know they've been legally silenced and that's why they haven't mentioned her. But I didn't go into details like this is what it was and this is what, because I didn't feel the need to. And no offense, but when Ray made her video, whether it was intended towards me, whether it was not.
It really wasn't. No, it was literally.
But
because I didn't have anything to go off of.
Then I had people questioning me about, well, like the legitimacy of my source and about what was it. Like, I mean, I had people in my inboxes like, you need to give up your evidence and say what it was that they were given, because
do that. I mean,
and that's what I mean. Like, I was not going to be forthcoming, but then tonight I made a video where I explained what a cease and desist is. I explained what is legal in North Carolina as far as if she can do that on her own. I did all that because I'm trying to put it to bed, really. Like, it's gotten too far out of hand. It's too much. So, yeah.
Sorry, guys. My son lost his phone. I'm trying to get into his Live 360 to alert his phone. My apologies.
But that's really what it is.
I have people coming to me and they're like, you know, do you know what it is? Do you know if this is true? And I'm like, I have no idea. So like, I'm like watching your video and I'm like reading all the comments. I'm like, okay, it's not a cease and desist. Kate asked, you know, Kate saying she didn't.
Well, I liked all the comments, so it's kind of hard to tell what it was or wasn't.
To like the ones that you responded to, like, okay, if people said, I think it was a lawsuit, and you're like, and it was, I'm like, okay, it was some sort of lawsuit, you know? Like,
I didn't say it was that. I didn't say, and it was.
I can read it. Let me see.
Okay.
Because that's where I was like, okay, it's a lawsuit.
Because they could have said, and it depends on what I was saying, and it was too, depending on what the comment said. But I'm totally fine with giving context.
So Sleeping Beauty said, honestly, we believe they were hit with a lawsuit. You said, and were. They are legally not allowed to speak about her, nor to her, and it extends beyond her turning.
Well, I didn't.
So
I must not have. No, I didn't mean that they got a lawsuit. So I didn't mean to say that as in like, and they were, as in they were given a lawsuit, because it's not a lawsuit.
Okay, so if that was, I'm like, okay,
made people.
I definitely thought
I know.
Yeah, because that's why I made my video, because I was like, okay, if it's not a cease and desist, then it has to be a court order. Like, it has to be some form of lawsuit, right? So it has to be like an RO, right? Or something.
I really wasn't trying to like give it all out, and then it just felt like I had no choice but to finally say, like, it's a cease and desist. This is what, because I feel like it's gotten so blown out of proportion that at this point, like, I just gotta say what it is, because if not, like, it's gonna keep spiraling. So at this point, I better just give answers and not like try to keep so much hidden.
And what do you feel about that? Like Brandon and Teresa, like, are they okay with this info being out now since it was sealed?
So at this point, they, like I said, they already assumed that this was going to be, it was basically like a waiting game to see if they were going to actually follow through with this or not. And so they kind of expected it would get brought up at some point. It just happened to be me that had to be the one that did it basically first or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, so if it wasn't me, it could have been somebody else. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, they expected that it would eventually get out or be talked about.
Even with it being like, because like you said, a cease and desist is not filed with the courts. Like, if she went in and she typed it up, which anybody can write one, like a long time ago, one of my friends wrote one and sent it to a creator, you know, and it wasn't notarized or anything. She just typed it up and she was like, listen, you were to cease and desist.
No, Carly went and got legal help. She got legal representation.
Okay, so so she typed it up, the lawyer looked over it, said this is good.
I didn't say she typed it up. I'm saying that she had legal representation.
Okay, so I'm getting so confused because I thought it was like it was Carly that did it with her lawyer.
I said Carly's decision to do this.
Okay,
yeah,
Carly's decision.
That's what I got from it too.
Did it. She didn't need her parents to do it because it is legal for her to do it without them having to sign off for her to do that. She had legal counsel to help her through it because in North Carolina, that is what the law is. You can be 16. You can file for an order of protection. Even you can file. Well, if you do an order of protection, then your parents are part of it.
Yes, they have to be with that. I'm not sure about a cease and desist, but it's not really, like I said, like a cease and desist is basically, it's not filed with the courts because you just send it and you're basically like, shut up, because if you don't, we're going to sue you. You know what I'm saying? The person has to learn to
but now, it doesn't always mean I'm going to sue you. Now, you got to remember, this is Carly with her birth parents. It doesn't mean that if they broke this, that it would be a lawsuit necessarily. There could be other stipulations.
Yeah,
I'm not going to get into
on,
that.
right.
But what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, Carly made the decision to silence them after they did what they did, because I'm not going to go on and talk about it. You guys clearly don't want to, and that's fine. But after everything that happened with those messages,
no, we're open to. I
don't want to get into it because we all have differing opinions. So seriously, I'm good.
Well, okay, well,
but at the end of the day,
don't get angry. Hold on.
I'm not.
Please
I'm
don't
trying
get
to explain.
angry or get aggressive.
I'm not getting angry.
I'm just stating. That's all.
And I'm saying that we all have differing opinions. I've heard your guys' opinions on it, so that's why I don't think it's conductive. I was just opening the
floor if you wanted to have the discussion.
And that's why I'm saying at the end of the day, that's what happened.
Right, Danny, that's what I'm reading, Danny, as well. I'm reading that a parent or guardian would have to typically authorize the lawyer to represent the minor with this, but I'm sure they would have. If she wants to,
if you want to get into the semantics, but I'm not going to be here to discuss this because I'm not trying to share any more information. Like I've shared enough. I've shared that she got a lawyer. I don't need to go into like all of those details.
Okay, I'll say this, like whenever I had a source come to me and say, Janelle Evans kicked Marissa out. I broke that story, whatever. The Ashley covered it. And she said some of my info was not correct. And I was like, because she has a source. And I know the Ashley has really good sources. She has way before I ever come about, But I didn't take it as like, oh, she's doing this because it came from me. Like, I was like, I know this is her job. I know her job is to like, of course she's going to cover the fact that Janelle kicked Marissa out.
The Ashley didn't come for me, though. She just basically said that I doubled down.
That's what I'm trying to get you to understand is we didn't do this to come for you. We did it the same way the Ashley when I did Marissa.
I'm not saying that you did. I'm just sharing with you what you guys wanted to know answers, and that's what I was giving you as answers. And I gave you the answers I feel comfortable with divulging.
Yeah,
is
no,
what
but
I'm
like
saying.
in
Like,
the videos that you made, like I thought you felt like we were doing it like because you're like they're only she's only talking about this because I shared the story, and I'm like we would though because people
it
coming.
was a conversation because of my video, though. So
Yeah,
that's not me
absolutely.
being
Yeah,
wrong.
and you can
It
have
was a
that, but it
conversation
wasn't
to
an intention.
me.
It wasn't a dig. It wasn't to.
I never said that. The conversation you and I were
Well, you
having
said
in
I was
those
trying to
comments.
discredit you, and that wasn't the case. And you said I was a lapdog, and that's not the case. And you said I was on the payroll, and that's not the case. So, and that's cute. Those faces are cute, but
I'm
that's
just
not
look.
true.
I don't have a poker
and you're hearing
face.
it from me personally. That's not true. So
Okay, but your sources.
But you're
you
making
go by
your
what Caitlin
videos
and Tyler
personal
say so, like, and you
instead of just
defended
sticking
them
to
and
the facts that you
justified
have.
their behavior.
I've been
So
doing this
why
for 6
should I?
years, and I can tell you it's
I
very
don't align
normal.
with you morally. I don't
Okay, you
morally
don't have to
align
like
with you.
me. You don't have
I
to
didn't
I don't
say
care if
that.
you like me or not, Tiffers. What I'm saying is you
What's
took
Amanda?
the video personally, and it wasn't personal.
It's very normal, like that's kind of what happens when a story
No.
is big as that. Like, oh, Carly silencing Brandon and Teresa. Of course, I wanted to know. I mean, Carly silencing her parents legally. I'm like, wait, what? Like that? I got to figure this out. Like, of course,
Because she did. She did.
Oh yeah, but
And no, it's not
understanding
public
what I'm saying.
information. But and I don't
Hold
care
on.
if people believe it or not. Anyways,
Well,
like
it's
if
not
people
about
don't believe my
that.
sources, I don't care. Like I gave the
We're not,
information.
Amber. We're not trying to.
I responded to a comment. That's how it all started in the first place. Like that's all I did. I've spoken enough. I've explained myself enough. Like at the end of the day, like I'm ready to just put this to bed. Like
Well, I just want you to
seriously,
understand
you guys
when a
can talk
story that big-
semantics.
When a story, it's not. I hate that. Like you feel like it's like something personal. It's not. When a story is
I
big,
don't feel like it's personal.
Can I finish the sentence, please? Because I want you to understand this. I really want you, because Tiffers, I've had you on my channel before. Like, I'm not, like, a story that big. Carly, Silas, and her parents. Of course, people are going to cover it. And their job is to see what they can figure out. You know, a lot of creators, they may have sources. They may not. Or they may look into records. Just like back in August of last year, somebody came to me and said, oh, Pumpkin filed for divorce against Josh. I'm like, wait, what? And they're like, yeah, she did. And I'm like, let me see if I can find record of that, because I can't jump on YouTube or YT, I love TikTok shop, and say that without some sort of evidence just because a source told me, because I don't want people to think like, who's your source? You know what I'm saying? So for me,
I've done it before.
This is just me.
This
This
is-
is just me. Nothing against you. This is just me. Especially Pumpkin and Josh were making TikToks a week before, you know? So I'm like, oh, like I literally went back in her TikTok. I'm like, dude, just last week they were making TikToks together. So if I get on here now and say she filed for divorce, I don't know if people will take that. So let me see if I can find evidence of that. So I went to the court records and I found.
But you're not going to find evidence of this, so this makes no sense. Like you're not going to. Okay, but this is.
Can I just?
It's not making sense.
I just had a main question, right?
Yeah.
If she has if she gave them the cease and desist, right? She gave them the cease and desist, and you're saying that per the cease and desist,
Right,
if they violate that, you're not saying legally something would happen, but more personally, right? Like I don't know if you are able to disclose that or not, but like more personally, they would have those consequences.
And they know what those consequences are. You can ask them about, and they know what the consequences are.
And that's fine.
I'm just saying, like, you can ask them about it, but they know what the consequences are.
Okay, so my question is, Tyler went on live and he spoke about Brandon, Teresa, Carly. What? How long ago was it, Elle?
Like 3 days ago, 4 days ago.
A few days ago, he posted this, right?
I'm not surprised. Okay.
Okay, so Kate,
because they don't care about Carly, they care about themselves and saving face.
So Kate went on her TikTok and she was arguing with you on her TikTok, right? And she said bio child, which is still the same thing because she's still talking about her. And then she went in my comment section. You saw that she said the name Carly, right? Okay,
but she didn't say it on her platform.
But she still said it regardless, right? Because she shouldn't be talking about her period, according to.
No, she shouldn't. But when have they ever respected that before? When have they ever respected the boundaries before?
So my question is.
I'm just saying. No, seriously. When have they ever respected her boundaries before?
Can you let me finish, please? Like, can you just?
Okay, exactly. Go on. Yep. Because they haven't. But go on.
I'm not going to answer your question when you're not allowing me to finish mine. So
I was just making a point, but go on.
Okay, so with that information, don't you think by now, at this point, okay, let's say she's already cut off. She's like, okay, well, done. We're done. All right, I'm done with you guys. So at this point, now they have nothing to lose and they're continuing to talk about it, right?
That's
So
pathetic.
what other legal ramifications? Because you said, well, I'm going to make sure that this gets into the right hands in your latest video. So what?
Yeah,
other
I'm gonna
legal
let the source
ramifications
know
happen
when they're
aside
like
from-
mentioning her name.
What?
I'm gonna let my source know when they mention her by name. So
And
then
that's
she
that's
knows.
perfectly fine. But I'm not talking
Uh-huh.
about your source. I'm talking
I have
about
6 kids, y'all. I'm used to
what
it.
other like legal ramifications, what other issues would there be if at this point they've already talked about her?
Ask your friends. Ask Catelynn and Tyler. Why are you asking
Well,
me? They know.
I have, and the thing is that they haven't received.
Oh, they're
this
not
thing.
forthcoming with you and honest. That's right. Well, then I'm not going to disclose it either. If your friends won't disclose it to you, that's
If
y'all's
they're telling
business.
me
But
that
I'm
they have
going
not
to
received
disclose
anything,
it
Tiffers, and I'm asking you a legitimate question and you're refusing to answer, how does
because
that make
I'm not
sense?
going to tell you what. I'm not going to go into more details than what I've already given.
There's no more details to give.
If it's a cease and desist, there's no more, like, if that's, I mean, the only other details that's missing that nobody's asking for is what their plan is if they don't shut up, you know, because you said there's a cease and desist that, that Carly wanted done, that her lawyer did on her behalf for her, that they have, that Catelynn and Tyler, they have it. They know what the deal is. They know what the ramifications are. So what was your question, Ray?
Well, my question was, if they've already violated that, what at this point, right? What do they have to lose? What else is so breaking? What's the breaking story here? If they at this point have nothing to lose and they're saying, well, I only care about myself and I'm going to keep talking about her anyway.
I suppose time will tell now, won't it? I suppose let it all play out, and we'll see how it all plays out. That's what I'll say. Let's just see how it all plays
Let
out.
us know since everything is quiet.
Yeah, because I'm genuine. Like, and I've said this. Like, I literally told Elle. Like,
I would love to know. Like, if I would, you know.
I don't trust giving out much more information. I don't.
well, then if they receive legal action or if they are, because I doubt because you should know Tyler well by now anyway, that if anything does legally happen, he'll talk about it.
I'm sure he will.
Considering they broke this cease and desist, that there's ramifications for it, that you will not get access to Carly. I feel like Tyler would have been like, yeah, we got one. Oh, well, we're just going to talk about it because that's what we want to do. Like, I feel like he would do that.
He's not honest at all.
But he's already broken the cease and desist. Technically, he's already broken it. Right. So wouldn't he have already just talked about it?
They already are. Like, they already are. They already.
That is our point 1,000%.
Yeah, but my point is that because they don't care
bingo,
about her,
why would they not?
They
say
care about themselves. So this means that if they've broken the order, that they're not going to get certain things that they were hoping to have in the future.
To me,
and that's what I'm trying to say.
Because I know Tyler. I feel like watching him on the show to know, like, if he was served the cease and desist, it would piss him off. And considering he's not going to stop, he would be on.
He already looks angry and pissed all the time. I'm done. You guys have a good night. I don't want to, like, this is going in circles. Like, seriously, like, he's not an honest person.
Well,
he's never been an honest
nobody's
person.
Trying to.
I don't know why you would think he would be.
Nobody. That's
no,
what
I
we're
don't.
not saying. Like, nobody's saying Tyler's honest and we believe what he's saying.
He's not going to admit that. That's a defeat. Do you understand? Like, he is a narcissist. That is a defeat to his ego. He's never going to admit that.
But didn't they admit that they closed the adoption? Like, he's admitted.
Because it's a storyline for the show for everybody to feel sorry for them.
But the show's over, right?
Yeah, but then they're going to have to be accountable for actually speaking to her friends and for the conversations they had. And they do not want to take accountability for that. So they are not going to admit they've been silenced, because if they admit that they've been silenced, then they're going to have to admit to everything that they have done that's wrong.
I don't think they got a cease and desist. I do not think saying, yes, we were served with a cease and desist means they're admitting to everything they've done wrong. I don't think that's what it means. I mean, maybe.
Yes, they would have to. Wow. That's why they say that they chose to stop speaking about her.
My cat could type up one to my dog. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that my dog did something wrong.
In this case, it was done legally.
I still could go
Like
to a
I've
lawyer.
said.
I could go to a lawyer and say, I want to type up, and I have. I went to a lawyer when I was being attacked by other creators, and I said, I want to send a cease and desist. And the only thing they told me is, unless you plan to sue them, we will not send it. If you plan to sue,
I'm not gonna keep talking in circles. Like I've said enough.
not.
I've
Can I
given
just
you the
add, there was one more thing I
I'm
just want to
done.
clarify with you.
Thank
You
you.
don't
Good
have to
night.
say anything. You don't
Good
have to
night.
say anything. I just want to talk. Okay. I just wanted to tell her, since she's off, that the same thing that I was informing you on your live, which was when she had, when I made a comment about the police officer thing, I genuinely thought that they put out a, that they went to the cops. Cause right, okay. If somebody's messaging,
a cease and desist can go through the courts. It does not always have to. And sometimes it can hold weight. It depends on how far you want to push it. Because I had a friend of mine that typed one up on her computer and sent it to a YouTuber, and the YouTuber got scared and shut up. It does not have to be filed. If you choose to want to use a lawyer, you can. And if that was your experience, that you filed one against somebody and you filed it with the court, that's great. And but for some people it could just be a scare tactic. For some people they could really use it. And if the person doesn't,
I know plenty of people that got C&Ds and there wasn't a lawyer involved.
Same.
But I just wanted to point this out really quick. She didn't allow me to ask her. It was, again, I wasn't attacking. You guys saw, like, I just had legitimate questions. Anyway, one of the things that I wanted to tell her before she left was, Coco said Corey Wharton sent me one without a lawyer. Okay, there you go.
I think
So
Gordon sent without a crystal ball one without a lawyer too.
So you were
Instagram.
attacking.
He did.
Where was I attacking? Because
It
I
was
wasn't
on-
being
it
belligerent.
was on
I wasn't
Instagram.
yelling at her. I wasn't doing anything. So where was I attacking? I was asking legitimate questions.
Let me tell you something. If anybody wants to say that I didn't feel like I was being argumentative or rude, I didn't really feel like you were either. I feel like you were just trying to like ask questions. The person making faces and saying like earlier was saying I was making excuses. Like, let's really, if we're really going to say somebody was being
Wait a minute.
like
Somebody said you were both trying to confuse her. You can't confuse the truth.
how?
How can you confuse the truth?
Tried to like, it was hard to understand. There's 3 people on here. And every time I spoke, she interrupted me. And I literally had to say, can I please finish? Very respectful. Very respectful. Can I please finish? I literally barely.
With your buzzwords.
So I was being very, listen, I got 6 kids. So like I can like, but I did not get argumentative with her. Nobody was trying to confuse her. We really wanted answers. And we were literally being told, I'm not giving any more than that.
Okay, can you guys tell me what gaslighting is? Because everybody's saying that we are gaslighting her.
Not my
Where
side.
were we gaslighting her?
You got
Where? Can you explain? Can you please? Because all of her haters come to my page because she always talks shit about me on her page.
Yeah.
But I just want to clear this up really quick for those of you.
Asking legitimate questions is not gaslighting.
That's not gaslighting to me. But I had a legitimate question, and or not a legitimate question, but just a statement. The statement was just that when we were talking in the comments, I had mentioned a police report. Naturally, I thought I heard. I literally, Kay won't let you munch on her rug. Oh, so now you're homophobic? Okay, but I had talked about a police report because normally, right, when something like this happens, right, like an adult texting a minor child, right, if I found something like that out, I'm going to go straight to the cops. And I tell the cops, listen, there's this grown ass adult man, okay, who is texting my child, and I want this reported. Mm-hmm. Period. Now, I could have sworn that that's what happened, right? Because they're saying that they. Okay, good. See,
I may have screenshots of it somewhere where they said that it was taken to the police.
Oh, see, because I was gaslighting by saying, just by saying that, somebody said I'm gaslighting.
I may have screenshots of that still. That
page you linked the text said law enforcement got involved. Okay, so then Tiffers said, I never said that there was a police report. Okay, so I said, well, I apologize if you didn't say that. that's my fault. If you didn't say that, my apologies. That, I didn't mean to put that out there. I just thought that that's what was said. And then I moved on. It wasn't to like, even then, what's wrong with, why are you defending someone that's texting minors? Why are you? Because if somebody's texting a minor, don't you think that they should have gone to the cops? And don't you think Tiffers should have that information?
To
Or
me,
want to?
that's gaslighting. Can I just say, anybody getting on here saying that we are defending Catelynn and Tyler, they are gaslighting. They are trying to be manipulative, because that's not what we're doing. As two creators that cover reality TV, this would be a huge story if Carly legally shut her biological parents up. That would be a huge story. We would be dumb. We would be dumb to sit it out. Of course, we're going to cover it. The Ashley Realities Roundup is covering it. Of course, we would cover it. It came from Tiffers. So we are like, let us figure this out. What is going on so we can cover it. Nobody is covering this or trying to say we can't find evidence of this to defend Catelynn and Tyler. We both sat on here and said, if Catelynn and Tyler got one and they are continuing to talk about Carly, then they get to deal with the consequences of that. It would be dumb. That would be really dumb if Carly has voiced through a cease and desist that she does not want them to talk about her or communicate with her, and they continue to talk about her on social media. That would be completely ignorant of them. They would be shooting themselves TikTok shot in the foot, and they would get whatever they have coming to them as in regards to her ever establishing a relationship with them. That is not the point. As two people that cover these types of stories, if a creator is saying something and then they're changing it every other 5 minutes to, I never said it was a cease and desist. Well, it's a cease and desist. I never said Carly did it on her own. I said Carly did it on her own. We are like, wait, what's going on? You're the only person saying this. So we're trying to get the information correct based off what you have so we can move forward with this. You're the only
Literally, our story has not changed. Our story hasn't changed. I have been in and out of this shit because it is overwhelming and it makes no sense to me. So why is it so difficult to keep the story? Well, I'm trying to protect them. Okay, if you're trying to protect them, why say anything at all?
Let me tell you something, 100%. If I was Brandon and Teresa and my daughter, who did not even want me to tell them that it was her decision, because that's what a lot of people say. I'm like, oh, they think it's Carly's decision, but she don't want Catelynn and Tyler to know because she don't want to hurt their feelings. If we took the steps to send a cease and desist, and then a creator that I've allowed a family member or a friend to leak information to, if this had been on the, we got everything sealed, we don't want anybody to know, because she also said that before, that it was sealed. Like, I have to screenshot.
Yeah, it was sealed, she said.
It was sealed, yes. Now it was never filed. Do you know what I'm saying? So when you are changing...
I don't understand how her followers aren't listening to this.
I don't know.
Are you guys listening?
And nobody's trying to defend Catelynn and Tyler. This is genuine. What is going on? You're the only one with this information. Of course, we're going to cover it. So we're trying to get the facts from the person who has a source close to the family. We're trying to... I
don't understand why that's a bad thing. Why is that a bad thing? To want to have facts? Why is that a bad thing?
Okay, I'll tell you how Tipper's story has changed. If you go to her initial video where somebody said, why are they... they're not talking about, why are Catelynn and Tyler not talking about Carly? She does a video about how they've been silenced and they are not allowed. Well, cease and desist doesn't, you're still allowed. You're still allowed. But she said they are not allowed. They're not allowed to talk about Carly, contact Carly. They're not allowed to contact Carly's acquaintances, peers. They're not allowed, okay? She did not say a cease and desist in that video though. Catelynn literally said, I never got a cease and desist. Still waiting on my cease and desist. This was Catelynn's story. Tiffers, I think, shared it maybe and said, I don't recall saying it was a cease and desist that was sent. But we both know that because it was deeper than just a cease and desist. Well, then Ray does a video and it was like said that this come from Carly, not her parents, but Carly. You know what I'm saying? So Ray did a whole video on, can a 16-year-old do these types of things? No, they would need their parents to do it, on behalf of them. She did a whole video on anything that could happen besides a cease and desist because she said it wasn't. Well, then today, Tiffers does a video saying, "Oh, it was a cease and desist, and this is why you guys can't find it." But in comments, she said it wouldn't be found because it was sealed. Hold on.
This is the thing. I never once agreed with any of this. I have said that multiple times. No, I do not agree. Now, whether you choose to believe me or not at this point, what can I say? Because I keep repeating myself and it really doesn't matter. What matters right now is that the person that you are supporting, which by all means, go support her. I don't know why you're still in this live. But if that's the person that you support, then understand that her story is consistently changing. And if you guys haven't caught on to that, then I don't know what else to tell you. I really don't.
If they're going to go through the trouble of hiring a lawyer just for a cease and desist that they can send on their own, that's putting out money. Why not just go ahead and like get an RO or something? You're literally, unless they have a lawyer on retainer, you're going to have to pay a retainer fee and then pay the fee for them to file to send the cease and desist. Just hell, just go ahead and get the, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I believe that if Carly sent them a cease and desist, like if Carly, and I want to make this very clear, if Carly sent them the cease and desist, then that's what she wants. Yeah. Good for her. That's what she wants to do. You feel me? Like I would respect that. The problem here, so are they allowed to speak about Carly? Clearly.
They have, I don't know.
Clearly they've been doing it.
And that's
this is a legit question. Didn't they, the friends or whoever, reach out to C&T first? I think so. Yeah, they did. They reached out to Kate first. They reached out to Catelynn, and then they reached out to Tyler. But Elle has like all the screenshots are there. Like it's one thing if I'm just making shit out of thin air, but how can I make it up out of thin air if her story is always changing? Like, and then getting upset because we're asking legitimate questions. Y'all saw she came in here fired up and ready to fucking go. And I was like, hey, like, I'm not speaking. I'm allowing you to finish because I want you to feel comfortable to say anything that you want to say. Like, I want to be able to hear you out. I want to be able to, digest everything that you're saying. Never once was I rude. I never called her names. None of that stuff. So I think it's insane that instead of having a normal conversation, right? Or saying, you know what, unfortunately, those are things that I cannot answer to protect Carly.
I shouldn't have said anything to begin with because I know, like, saying something like that, I should have understood that it was going to start this. Because how can you be a creator and not understand that saying something like that, this is what's going to happen, that other people are going to be talking about it. They're going to want answers. They're going to wonder what's going on. They're going to dig into it. Like, hello, I've been doing this for 6 years, and I know if I put a story out there, something like that, people's going to try to find answers. They're going to contact their sources. They're going to see if what I'm saying even makes sense legally. If I'm saying a 16-year-old filed something and this is the state that they live in and legally they can't do that, somebody might call me out on that. Hello?
Yeah. I just...
Okay.
Whatever. Apparently, if they do have a cease and desist,
lowercase.
But what's crazy to me is now all of a sudden it's, okay, like I said, you guys heard me. I said, okay, well, technically at this point, they've already violated that cease and desist, right? Because Tyler already posted a video. They've already said her name multiple times, everything else, like all of that stuff. So if that's the case and they've already violated it, okay, so now what? Now what happens, right? And she says, oh, well, we'll see. Well, we'll see. But I'm just like, okay, well, what will we see? Because if that's the case and they have these court orders or all this other stuff, then at this point, if they do have court, it will be public record. It will be. I'm sorry. It will be. It will be. Because if they file an RO, most likely what'll happen is, no, it's not going to be behind the scenes. I don't know why you guys keep saying that. So this is what's going to happen. If that is the case, what'll happen is Carly's information will be blocked, her name, all of that, okay? But Catelynn and Tyler's names won't be, and neither will Brandon and Teresa's. The court will only block so much. No, it won't be closed. So the term is not closed, it's actually called sealed. So if you're going to come over here and talk to me like you know something, say it right. But it just because she's a minor doesn't mean it would be sealed. We had this discussion earlier, maybe you weren't in the chat. But Jace is also in the same state as Carly, and we know when he's going to have a court date with David. The court is going to seal it, but we still know when the court date is going to be. The same thing applies for Carly. Not playing lawyer. Okay, great. So then I don't need to play lawyer. These are just facts. Rachel, if minors' stuff are sealed, then tell me if you can look up when Jace's court date is with David. Because he actually posted it.
I think it's like October.
It's in October of next year.
It's coming up. I'm trying to play the sound, guys.
It's there.
I'm trying to play the sound, but it says.
So what now?
Sean, you may need to come get this phone and take it over there, so it'll get close and play the sound.
Tell me when you went to school. Tell me when you did. How does that make any sense? I'm not running defense for them. What I am doing is I'm stating the facts, and you're choosing to ask me silly questions without answering.
Yeah. Hello.
Do you see what I'm saying? You guys keep asking questions with questions instead of answering the question. So tell me how that makes sense.
And this is, we looked this stuff up. Like, we went searching. I mean, if you look at Ray's TikTok video, she literally was able to call out like the laws on it. Like, this is what they could do, but it would be this way. This is what they could do. It would be this way. Like, you can research things to find out what they could figure out, what they could do. You know what I'm saying? And being defensive is not like.
They did mention Carly. He mentioned Carly on his live. You can go to Elle's Instagram. She posted a live there. They did mention it. I'm sorry that you guys are like so stuck on what you guys think didn't happen, but they've already mentioned it multiple times. I just found Jace's court hearing publicly. Thank you.
I have found my iPhone on my phone. If you wait until this phone may be dead, why don't you come to this?
They literally did.
Walk over the yard and play the sound. They will not play the sound because they're too far away. Yeah, so do you want to come get
And if nothing was followed through, then they would have pursued legal action a long time ago.
guys, and then we don't have a way to do it?
Oh my God.
That's okay.
You guys. All right, I'm not gonna keep arguing with people who refuse to
Because we're really gonna be
see the truth for what it is, because that's crazy.
It's at
Is his state he's grown, girl? Like, why are we asking about Jace? Because Jace and Carly are the same age and they live in the same state. I feel like I'm going crazy, Elle. Like, I'm repeating myself.
yeah, that's the only reason we're bringing up Jace is because they live in the same state, so the laws will be.
They're the same age, live in the same state.
We just looked it up. We looked up the laws, Bree. The same way. Hold on. We can look up laws, cite the laws, which is what Ray did. She cited the laws, and we don't have proof. But somebody else can say, "Well, source told me." Change the story from a lawsuit. They absolutely cannot speak on them. Well, they can, but they know what's at stake here. Oh, now it's a cease and desist. And it's like, but we're being called into question because we actually looked into the laws. What else are we supposed to do?
Yeah.
There's zero proof any of this was filed. So, I mean.
I love how somebody's like, oh, yeah, you Googled it. Yeah, Google is free. Google is free. The state laws are, if you look it up, actually, if you go into Google and you type it in,
Got you.
right? You can definitely find the North Carolina law.
Yeah, I mean.
So Carly cannot file. So the way that it would work for a civil no contact order is Carly's parents, Brandon and Teresa, would have to be the petitioner. You know what? At this point, you're not answering anything and you're just very biased. So goodbye. But what would happen is Carly, if she wanted to have a civil no contact order, she would have to have her parents as the petitioners. And so the petitioners would be the ones that they would show on, the petitioners would be the one that they would show on the on the court dockets, not Carly. If they ever did, oh, look who's so aggressive. Okay, well, you can go too. Because clearly, like, you're not, I'm just over that. I'm over this. Tiffers fans can leave.
Here's the thing, you know, people, if we get on here and we talk like this and we're not passionate about it, somebody's got something to say. If we get on here and we're like, blah, 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 oh, you guys are overly aggressive. Like, it is what it is. I don't care. Yeah, maybe we're aggressive. Which, for somebody to call me aggressive, that's hilarious. But if you see me on the live with Amber Portwood and a few minutes ago with Tiffers, I was literally like this, like when faces were being made and I was being interrupted 50 times.
Yeah, and I was silent when Tiffers was here. I would, like, right now I'm like passionate, I'm talking, whatever. But this isn't me being aggressive. Like, this is just me. This is who I am. But when Tiffers was on live, I made sure to stay calm, chill, quiet, because I didn't want her to feel like I was attacking her.
Right. And exactly, that's the thing is, like, even in your response to her on your video, you were like, I'm sorry if I misunderstood you. Like, you were definitely, I could tell you were like trying to be like, sorry if I misunderstood you. If you didn't say that, I apologize, which is how professional adults who are doing this should behave. Like, if you do something wrong, leave the comment, say, I'm sorry, my bad, I misunderstood, I thought it was you, but I apologize. But then the response to that was a video being made, I'm sorry, I thought, like, that was the response. It was like, but y'all are going to come over here and say, we're being some type of way? Like, come on. Like, I was like flabbergasted when I was live earlier and I saw that she made a video, you know, about like your video or whatever and was reading y'all's comments together. And I thought, wow, you were really like trying to keep it like civil with
just really chill. And when I said, like, I wish you the best of luck on your content, like, that was me ending the conversation. Like, there's nothing else to say. And then she decided to be a smartass again, and I'm like, she didn't read the last comment, but I had said, well, if you read your comment back, then you will see why it looks like you're being argumentative. But again, best of luck to you, and I moved on. Like, I'm not gonna keep doing this.
It's, if you don't do this for a living, if you don't cover reality TV for a living, you might not understand. While we were like, wait, what is going on? This is a huge story. Y'all tell me y'all wouldn't want to know this. Y'all tell me you hear on Tiffers' video that Carly filed legal action, or you see somebody posted on Reddit, and because I have people come to me all the time like, I heard this, when are you going to cover it? I heard this, when are you going to cover it? There's things that people expect us to cover. Like, they'll come to us and be like, when are you going to cover this? Heard this. I have people coming to me asking me, or saying, did you see that Carly legally silenced Catelynn and Tyler? Did you hear this? People are saying, like, so we're going to talk about this. The only person that said it, nothing's being said about Carly, Catelynn, Tyler, whatever. That's been said, right? Bam, there's a video made by a creator. Oh, but the reason that Catelynn and Tyler's not speaking about Carly is because she shut them down. They want to play checkers. She's playing chess. They legally cannot speak about her. But now we find out because it's only a cease and desist. So, but mind you, as creators who would cover this, we're like, wait, what? What is going on? So we're taking every word that she's saying, writing our notes. So when we cover this, we can say, the person that put this out said X, Y, and Z. This is what we figured. This is what we found out. This is what our search, like us searching something, tells us. We're not wrong to do that. It's exactly what we should do. We should try to verify information if we have the means to. You know what I'm saying?
And why wouldn't our followers want us to do that? Why wouldn't our followers want us to put in the work and find that?
Would want me to. Your followers would want you to. Tiffers' followers think that we're like attacking her because that's what we're doing. But that's okay. I don't care. I mean, it is what it is. Anybody, all of my followers would want me to do that. I promise you.
Listen, I asked the questions that I wanted to ask, and we didn't get an answer.
I didn't ask half the questions I wanted to, because I literally was like, okay. And I take screenshots so I have the information, right? So when I'm on Tiffers Live, I always screen record lives that I'm going to, okay, like right now, I think it's actually on the other phone. that I'm actually.
But C&T are so silent that the news is obviously true, but they're not
They're
silent.
not silent though. That's why
They're not silent.
That's why we were calling it into question. Like, wait a minute, they were shut. Tipper said they cannot speak on her. They can't. Legally, they've been shut down, but they still are. So I'm like, what is going on? They're still speaking on her. So.
And if legally they can't, what are the legal repercussions here?
I have reposted this live. Are you talking about this live, Just a Girl? Rachel says, I promise y'all I got the screenshots. I got the receipts. I got it all from the Sarah shot. From what? I don't know what you're talking about. Just a Girl, yes, I will try to upload this on my YT. Elle, I think I even like private messaged you about it because you were on vacay. About what? I'm confused with the comments. Sorry.
They would be here instead of you having to fight the story so much, but we're not fighting the story.
No, that's
This that's not.
Nobody's fighting for them.
Okay. So then if this is the case, why is Tiffers fighting the story? Because technically, if that's the case, why is Tiffers fighting the story? And if that's the case, and Tiffers' source is a friend of the family, should the friend of the family even be giving her this information to begin with?
See, that's what I wondered too. I'm like, if I was Brandon and Teresa, and I went through the trouble of having something sealed, and then a creator that I allowed my family member to correspond with and tell our side, if she then put that out there without coming to me first to say, hey, can I let the public know that legally they can't speak about this? If she did not come to me and ask, I will be highly upset about that. Okay.
Hell yeah.
She kept this under the radar. You guys put yourself in this position. If you were Brandon and Teresa and Carly finally came to you and said, can we do a cease and desist? I want to shut them up, but I don't want it to be public. I don't want the whole world talking about it. I don't want, videos being made. I want it to be private. And then so you had it sealed. And then someone that you worked with, that worked with your family on behalf of your family, that your parents were aware of or whatever in the community, if they then went on to out that information, would you not be upset?
Lauren said, Tiffers seems to be following her source. Whether they should reveal the news is besides the point. That is the point.
I will tell you guys something. I can't tell y'all how much information I've gotten from sources, videos, text messages, but I'm told you can't release that. And I'm like, okay. If my source says don't release this is private, I'm like,
can I let me also explain something to you guys. Do you realize that if Brandon and Teresa wanted a voice, they wouldn't be going to a family to go to Tiffers? Nothing against Tiffers. They would be going to an outlet.
I would assume.
Brandon and Teresa, any time that they have had a discussion about Catelynn and Tyler, has always been on a reliable outlet. Period.
I was like, okay, so the family has to be aware that Tiffers put this out, right? Like, they have to be okay with it. But then it's like, oh, it's sealed. Like, nobody's going to be able to find anything. And I'm like, so they wanted it private? They didn't want it out, but it came out? Like, I don't know. But I literally, like, when I'm going to cover a topic, I screen recorded the video. Like, I got Farrah Abraham's whole story from the past 2 days screen recorded. I got Janelle Evans' whole story for the past 2 days screen recorded because they started going at it earlier today, and I wanted to get what they said. Because thank you, EJ, because this was a story, like, I screen recorded Tiffers' video so I could make sure I have the facts. And then I went through just kind of screenshotting some comments. It looks like an NDA or a restraining order came for them. She hearted it, which doesn't mean anything, but that was one that she hearted. Let's see. B&T must have sent MTV and C&T some legal paperwork. Tipper said it was more than just that even. Well, now she's saying per her own live that she put up a few hours ago, that's exactly what it was. Just some paperwork, just a cease and desist. So my thing is, like, if I put something out and I don't want to put out any more than that, I'm not going to go in the comment section twisting it to throw everybody off of what it really is. Because then
Right.
when people realize the truth, it makes me look like a liar. And I'm not gonna look like a liar. So to me, now it doesn't matter who you are. Like, if you say it's not a cease and desist, never said it was, and then the very next day you're like, well, actually it was a cease and desist. I didn't want people to guess what it was. Well, you're the one that put the story out there to begin with, like.
Yeah, and I want to tell people it's okay. Like, if you don't like Tyler and Catelynn, that's okay. Like, we all agree that they shouldn't have sent those texts. All of us agree with that. But right now, what's the problem is that there is a lie on Carly. That is the problem, right? Now, do people believe that Tyler should stop and Catelynn should stop talking about Carly? Yeah, right? And so that's why they're like, oh, good, there's a cease and desist because they'll stop talking about them. Okay, and that's okay. But you guys are telling me that you guys are also okay with listening to a creator that is consistently changing her stories? That's okay? That's okay. We should leave Carly alone, but it's okay for someone to put out a story and say all of these things and yet consistently change the story every time? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't compute. And you don't have to like me, but the facts are the facts. And the fact that some of you guys don't want to see the fact, that is the problem. That's the problem. Like, you're the problem. If you just want to be so biased because you hate somebody so bad that you refuse to see the truth, that's a you problem. Just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Why not let it play out? The truth will emerge. We're letting it play out. But what's wrong with me showing my followers, hey, these are the legal routes. Like, this is the legal information. Because I owe it to my followers to not be like, because if they're in my DMs, if they're talking to me and they're asking me, hey, Tiffers is saying blah, 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 blah. I'm not saying, well, that's wrong. I'm just saying, well, let me find that information. Let me look that up. Let's see, right? So I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look up the laws. I'm going to look up to see any sort of evidence for my following, because my following trusts me. I have never been someone to say something and not have the receipt. Never, not once. I'm not saying that Tiffers has to divulge her source. I'm not saying she has to divulge or show personal information. But when you are changing your story multiple times, it is hard to trust you. I know damn well that y'all would be questioning me if I kept changing my story. I see all sides, but can you see your friend? Can you see past your... I am seeing past my friendship with Catelynn and Tyler, because I have told them myself that if I see any form of information, damn straight, I will go to my following and I will tell my following, I was wrong. This is what I found. And I can't believe that I ever associated myself with those people to begin with. Myself, you heard it from me right here, right now. That is exactly what I told them to their face. So yes, I could see past a friendship, but can you see past the bullshit and see the truth for what it is? I mean, hey, I was when it came to stuff that I had seen, like court records for and I don't just cover Teen Mom, by the way. I cover a bunch of people. So when I see court stuff or whatever, and I'm like riding hard for somebody and I see something, y'all will see that switch up. I'll be like, y'all, believe what I just saw. Like, there's no way in hell that I would just be like, oh yeah, well, I see that Carly sent this to you and you lied to me, but I'm gonna forgive you anyway. Hell nah.
And let me tell you, if you follow Ray, you may have seen her, that happened not too long ago. I mean, someone that we're both cool with, like, did something and told Ray, and Ray's like, what the hell are you thinking? Like, you can't do that. Ray, I was shocked when I saw Ray's, like, immediate, like, because she, like, it became a public thing. It was a big thing. And Ray immediately was like, what, you can, that's not cool. Like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
No, did not even hurt. It was immediate. So I was
Hesitate. Yeah.
like,
Yeah, because wrong is wrong. Like, wrong is wrong, period. So if I saw something like this and I said, you know, you guys lied to my face, I lied to my followers, because this is, people trust me, this is my character.
right. Absolutely. Like, that's why I'm not about to get on here and twist something so people can't figure it out. Like, no, this is my job. This is my
damn advice. Well, take yours. Bye.
This is my butter. This is how I help take care of my family. I'm not going to put a story out there and then change it up so y'all can't figure out what it is because I done accidentally leaked something I wasn't supposed to leak, you know, because then people's going to question me and they're going to see me changing the story and be like, wait a minute, you said it wasn't a cease and desist. It's still in your comments. And now you got a whole video about how it is a cease and desist. People are going to stop following me. And then that's going to affect my platform and my work and my paycheck. And no, I don't care. If I accidentally put something out that I shouldn't have put out, guess what? I'm going to shut up. I'm going to do another video and I'm going to say, you guys, I shouldn't have done that video, so I'm going to take it down. Or I might just take it down and do a follow-up video and say, hey, you guys, I just removed the video. A question was asked about Carly, Catelynn, and Tyler. I responded and I said some stuff I wasn't supposed to say. I gave some information that was entrusted to me that I shouldn't have put out yet. So if you notice a video is missing, that is what it is. I do apologize. I was not supposed to put that information out. I'm not going to then like do more videos saying that it's true, but this is what it is actually.
So somebody said, no need to report the story prematurely, but why the defensiveness? So I'm going to give you a perfect example. Give you a perfect example, Lauren. When I heard the story that Tiffers gave, I said, I'm going to look up all the information, right? All the legal information, anything that I can find, because clearly Tiffers isn't going to give me anything. So I'm going to look up everything that I can find, right? I made a video. I didn't talk crap about anybody. I stuck to the point of legalities and the law. And after I spoke with countless of people that were in law enforcement, and I gathered as much information as I possibly could, and I made a video.
You never said lawyers though, right? You never said lawyers.
I never said lawyers. I only said law enforcement. So then shortly after that, Tiffers made a video. And in there, she was condescending, reading back comments and saying like, I'm a mom. So if that's the case, who is being defensive there? Is it a person who is just giving the fact, only the fact, not talking ill about anyone else? Or is it the person that is making a video based off of a comment and acting premature and acting like a child because she didn't like what I said? Or she couldn't defend what I said. Because, by the way, I never said cease and desist in my video either.
Because she was saying it wasn't.
Because she said it wasn't. If she'd brought up cease and desist, I would have brought up cease and desist. What I stated was civil no contact order. That's what I stated. So those are two different things. And you know what? Listen, at the end of the day, Lauren, like I said, I'm not going to keep going back and forth with anybody. Tyler's not in here. If he were, I would have been able to see him. And he has no problem entering in chats, and neither does Catelynn. They don't care. They have nothing to hide. At the end of the day, we're not getting emotional. The only person that was emotional was the person that we invited as a guest so that we could all have a conversation and be mature about it.
100%. And Tiffers never said allegedly. She actually said, like, that it was for sure. And I caught that, and I was like, oh, as someone that's literally had Tiffers on my channel, several times. Enjoyed Tiffers, had her on my channel. And when I saw, so at first I see the video, I'm like, okay, there's something. She's saying it's not this, it's not this. I'm believing it. I'm believing she's saying it's not this, she's saying it's not that. Somebody said they must have served him with a lawsuit. She said, and did, or something like that. And so I'm like trying to figure out, okay, what it could be. I'm screenshotting, taking notes, screen recording, whatever. I forgot the whole point of that. Oh, okay. Okay, as I'm going through the comments, and I see she says, like, oh, they absolutely did. I'm like, ooh. Like, I hope she's correct in this, and she has seen this evidence. She has seen a daggum copy of whatever it is, because as creators, when we say something is for sure, first off, it's one thing to say, oh, this happened, and not include allegedly, accidentally, whatever. It's another thing to say, oh, this absolutely happened. Definitely happened. You are literally saying it happened.
Has CNT been able to give their input? So I recently, I'm going to tell you guys, like I recently saw them myself, and I can, because I got permission, I can confirm that they will be shedding light on all of this information, because I asked myself and I wanted to make sure that my followers were able to get it. So I can tell you for sure that they will be giving input into this. But again, if they're giving input and they're talking about Carly and Brennan and Teresa, and it's going to be out for people to see, doesn't that tell you that
either they're not listening to the order, the cease and desist, that she's now said that's what it is, or there isn't one, maybe? I don't know.
It's just at the end of the day, and by the way, for the people like that are in, I don't know why I'm getting the haters on my side, but for the people that are like, oh, like you're hurting Carly, so why don't you tell Tiffers that she's hurting Carly?
I actually saw a comment.
What if at the end of the day we're all doing it? Why aren't you telling her the exact same thing? And instead, you continue to cheer on somebody that continues to, in a sense, gaslight her own followers, and not to mention spew lies, because she has. She said I was on a payroll, which I'm not. She got that from Catelynn's brother, which is not true. I'd love to see that paycheck one day, but no, that's not the case. And so if that's the case, because she said, by the way, that she absolutely knows for sure 100% that I'm on their payroll, please show me the receipt. I'd love to see it. But if Tiffers believes that she is the only one that is on a pedestal that is allowed to talk about Carly, then please let me hear from Brennan and Teresa that they gave Tiffers permission to give this information online. Why is that so hard to ask for? Because they're like close family friends and whatnot.
Wait, I'm sorry. Why can't they talk about her? Did BNT get a restraining order? More than just that, they have been legally silenced. Did they get a C&D, or what happened? I'm not fully divulging all I know, but they have definitely been silenced and are not allowed to speak about or try to get in contact with her, her family, her friends, acquaintances, peers, church members, etc. And it extends even after she becomes a legal adult. So someone typing up a cease and desist saying...
And who typed that? No, who'd you read that from?
This is what Tiffers said.
Okay.
Tiffers, this is her response to Colleen said, did they get a cease and desist or what happened? Tiffers responded, I'm not fully divulging all that I know, but they have definitely been silenced and are not allowed to speak about or try to get in contact with her, her family, her friends, her acquaintances, peers, church members, etc. And it extends even after she becomes a legal adult. So my thing is, now that we know it's a cease and desist.
We're talking about Carly and this whole debacle.
Legally, they still can't speak about whoever they want to, because the cease and desist is not, you can choose to listen or not. Thank you, Sunshine.
Well, according to her, she said that it's going to be personal repercussion, which is, and she said, didn't she say like, oh, like they're not allowed to like her personal stuff or whatever? She said that, right? In her video? Didn't Tiffer say like, oh, like if they talk about this stuff, like that she's not allowed like to be in her life, or like she's not going to divulge anything in her life if they talk about it? I mean, do you really? Because as Elle explained, like they love Carly, right? They never thought that this adoption would be closed, but it is. And right now they're at a point where they're like, look, we just want what Carly wants. They've said this multiple times. But nothing legally has been found of what Carly wants on paper. You guys are only going based off of what somebody is stating, which is fine, completely fair. She doesn't want to divulge 100%. We would never divulge who our sources are or any paperwork if they stated not to. But I want you guys to use your discernment, as people like to say, and
Our critical thinking.
and critical thinking, and think about this.
Thank you, Wonderlust.
If this were the case, and if this were legal, right? Why would someone continuously change their story and so that it could fit their narrative? Because no one was talking, she never said anything about a cease and desist until today. And the whole time before that, she denied it. But she never denied that there were court documents, which is bigger than a cease and desist.
And I could have swore, I could be wrong, but I thought when she first got on, she said Carly did the cease and desist. So then I was like, well.
Because she did say Carly did the cease and desist.
Well, then I was like, Carly typed up the cease and desist. She was like, no, I never said Carly typed it up. And I'm like, hold on. Okay, maybe I'm misunderstanding. I apologize.
No, because she said Carly typed up the cease and desist and her parents were the ones that took it to a lawyer or whatever.
I'm going to download this back live, though.
Yeah, I'm going to have to download this.
You're like,
Kate and Tyler have changed their stories every day. What day have they changed their story?
but I also want to say, like, we're not sitting here saying that they are innocent in anything either.
No,
Like, two things can be true at once. Like, we're not defending everything Catelynn and Tyler does, but you cannot put out a story like that. You cannot put out a story like that and expect other creators that always cover this type of stuff to not jump on it and then want to know what's going on. That's
her biggest thing was her biggest upset was it was my story. I started it. Okay, cool. Like, we're not in 5th grade. Take the fucking story. But don't expect other people to have a difference of opinion. And then her main upset was that people questioned her. Why is that upsetting you?
Who cares?
Why does it upset you that people are questioning you?
Especially if something that is said, we know, like, legally, based off our research, is not possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we're looking things up, and based off what she said, like, some sort of lawsuit took place, and it's like, well, Carly can't file a lawsuit herself, so that's not possible. So how could it be possible? We're just trying to figure it out, you know? No, Ray's not hating on me. No.
I'm not defensive. I'm not angry with Elle. I like Elle. Elle and I are friends. I'm a very passionate, loud person. When it comes to people that don't like me and they're in our setting, I'm actually much more quieter because I worry and I don't want people to assume or pinpoint and say this is why I don't feel comfortable talking. So Elle knows me well enough to know how I am.
I got you. Just a Girl says I'm not a CNT fan, like, at all, but I agree. Don't lie. I like the truth. You know, it's like when I did go live, because I got from a source, someone said, Pumpkin filed for divorce from Josh. And I was like, they're like, you need to cover this. I'm like, what? No way. Because literally just days before they were doing TikToks, you know? So I got home. I did I looked in the court documents and there it was in black and white. You know, she filed, you know, I was like, oh my goodness. So
yeah.
I went live. Crap, I forgot the point again. Okay. I went live and I broke the story on YT about it. This person that came to me with it did a TikTok video about it and broke it on TikTok. I broke it on YT, credited that person that gave me the info. And what's so crazy is while I was live, Alana and Jessica, Pumpkin Sisters, were both live. So people went to their lives and was like, is it true that Pumpkin filed for divorce from Josh? And guess what they said? No, it's not true. LEB is probably the one saying that. She lies. Meanwhile, I'm on my channel showing court documents that I had to pay for. I had to pay for it. Well, then people was like, was she showing court documents? Well, they didn't say anything. No, she lying. Well, they're like, she's lying, she's lying, she's lying, she's lying. Well, then when it was no denying it, they was like, well, it wasn't our business to tell. That was their defense. Well, it wasn't our business to tell. Pumpkin could tell her that when she's ready. I'm like, okay, I get that it's not your business to tell, but why lie? You very easily could have said that's not when you were asked. Listen, you guys, that's not my business to tell. I'm not sure what's going on with Pumpkin and Josh, but when she wants you guys to know, she'll tell you. Because I have respect for that. What I don't have respect for is when somebody's on the channel showing court documents and then somebody's asked about it and you lie and say, oh, that person's lying. That person always lies. Well, clearly that person ain't lying because they're showing evidence of it. So to me, when you're that type of person that you lie and you twist and you change just because, oh, well, I can't put that out there. It's not my business to put that out there. Well, you don't have to lie. You don't have to change the story. You can say exactly that. Sorry, guys, I can't divulge it anymore.
You know what I'm going to tell you right now, Elle? I guarantee you that a video is going to come out and it's going to say that we are bullies and it's going to say that we're trying to gaslight and manipulate and we are on the payroll and that,
Don't be there.
all of this stuff. So just, I promise you, I guarantee you, something like that is going to come out.
It is.
And I don't care either. I'm to the point like we've been, I feel like doing this whole tit for tat thing for a while now, so I wouldn't be surprised. But I want you guys to understand that for those of you guys that just joined, when we had Tiffers on our live, we never once bullied her. We let her talk majority of the time, and then she talked over us when we weren't allowed to finish our sentences. And then when we did have questions, she steered in a different direction. So I do want to inform you guys that we did try our best to be cordial, right? Because we are adults. And that we did try to understand the full situation.
Right.
And unfortunately,
100%. We were trying to understand and get like what she could tell me. My thing is like nobody's telling nobody. We were not telling Tiffers, tell us what you're not allowed to tell us. We're just saying like, okay, well, tell us what you can tell us, and where it makes sense to us because you're saying something completely different from your other videos, from your posts, from your comments. Like, so can you tell us what you can? Like, just.
Somebody said, I literally witnessed you guys interrupt her the entire time.
Well, I think you're dyslexic because you got
where? Like, where did we? What? I can't wait to
download the. I literally had to say, "Hey, can I please finish my sentence?" Because I tried to make like 5 comments, and I was literally.
You both ganged up on her.
No,
what?
2 people. That's a fallacy. Come on now. Come on. That is literally a fallacy. Because 2 people was on here talking and trying to get information. Nobody was bullying. And listen, Tiffers can take care of herself. She can defend herself. Okay.
Okay. So you guys feel that way about that, but you guys didn't feel that way when they were on my live and literally yelling and attacking me. That was okay, right? Nobody was being a bully to me, right? But because we asked simple questions that she refused to answer, and because she kept interrupting us and then like was basically twisting things around to not answer the question, that we're the bad ones here.
I have a question for the chat. Who do you guys feel like the mean person was that had an attitude from jump that came in already wanting to be like argumentative? Was it me, Ray, Tiffers, like which one? Please let me know.
I'm watching both.
So chill. Anybody say like I was so chill. I was literally like in my phone at some point.
You both did. Ray. Well, it's either we both did or it was me. It's okay. You could say me and just stick to it. It's not a big deal. It won't hurt my feelings.
I didn't feel like you were. I mean, Tiffers she was literally making.
By calling her aggressive. So by calling her aggressive, I initially.
She was making faces at us when we were being very nice. We were like, no, we're just trying to understand. Like, we're just trying to understand because you've changed your. And here's the thing: people can be Team Tiffers. That's a-okay.
Yeah.
I can be Team so and so, and if so and so did something wrong, I can say that. You know?
Yeah.
No, we said that. We said you don't have to give us details that you're not. But you've already said all these things, so we're just trying to get the info that
I literally told her. I said, you do not have to divulge any of that information.
Yeah.
You only have to say what you are comfortable with.
I
said that specifically. Huh?
Katie's asked us, why do we care so much? This is what we do for a job. We cover reality television.
Yeah. Why does Tiffers care so much?
Why does Tiffers? Why do you? Like, you know, I mean, not to be rude, but I'm just saying, like, don't come in a chat that I ain't seen you here the whole time. But, I mean, maybe you were here. That's quite possible. But I haven't seen you here the whole time. So if you watch the whole thing, then you would literally.
Have a good day, Ashley. Thanks for joining.
Where I was interrupted every time I tried to talk, and literally Ray was too. And we were literally like, can we say that maybe there weren't times that we weren't like, ugh, like, but no, like she was making faces at us. She literally was like, come on, like, what? How old are we?
Sorry. So for those of you guys that are wondering who I'm talking, like, so I have my laptop open, so I'm looking at Elle's chat as well as mine. So that's what somebody was like, who are you guys replying to? And for those of you guys that are just coming in, Tiffers is another content creator. She talks about reality TV. She mainly talks about Catelynn and Tyler. Those are like the go-to people that she talks to, just so that you guys are aware. I can't wait for you to upload this though, because I really don't believe in any sense of the word that we were rude. Everybody at this point should know me well enough. Even the people that hate me, should know well enough that if I were so aggressive, I would have been combative. I would have been yelling at her. I would have not let her say a single word. I would have not let her speak. I would have been talking over her the whole time, and I probably would have kicked her off the live.
But she left.
Katie, I like how you keep going from Elle's live to my live. So although we're still going at it, you still keep following along. So welcome on this side. She left yours to come here.
Elle said, you guys were super approachable. That's what I thought. I mean, I had people saying like, oh my gosh, Elle is so chill. I'm like, I got 6 kids.
Yeah, I literally, like, when I spoke to Tyler and Catelynn about you, I literally was like, dude, like, Elle is like this, like, Southern belle. I was like, she's just this, you know, like, she's just a sweet, like, she knows how to read you for filth, you know, without being, like, rude about it. But you know that you were red. Like, that's...
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
You know, like, I really, truly believe, like, Elle really doesn't have a mean bone in her body. Like, really not. Like, there was a time where when Elle and I first started talking and there was something that I may have taken out of context, and so I messaged Elle about, like, hey, like, what's up with this? You got a problem? Talk to me about it, you know? And Elle was like, you know, I'm so sorry. Like, I can look back at that. Like, that's not a problem. And then we kind of went from there. But Elle has never been the type of person that that has come off rude or abrasive. So for anyone to think, I mean, I could see them saying it about me, but about you guys saying it about Elle's kind of crazy.
But you didn't in this live, I'll tell you that. I didn't feel like you did at all. I did. I thought you did a good job. And even in the comments where you and Tiffers were like chatting, you were like, I'm sorry if you didn't say that. I apologize. You know, and I thought, oh, that's awesome. She's trying to make sure she keeps it civil. And then the response to that was like, you know, you're like, I'm not trying to argue with you. Like, I do apologize if I got it wrong. She's like, why do you always go there? And it's like, you're literally just saying, I'm not trying to argue with you. I apologize if I got it wrong. You are very, and I'm like, how does somebody like turn down an apology? Like, what kind of person are you when somebody's like, I'm sorry, it must have been somebody else and I must have made a mistake. My apologies. I'm not trying to argue And you weren't saying that she was either. To me, it wasn't like you were saying.
Yeah, I never said she was being like argumentative. I was just saying I don't want to argue. Because I didn't want to start an argument based off of what I said, and so I was just like letting her like, I'm sorry, thank you, Jay. Yeah, and it just went totally left.
Yeah, it sucks because I mean, like I said, I've had Tiffers on my channel before. We've talked about the Catelynn and Tyler stuff before. One time when I had her on my channel, somebody came in and was like, "When are you guys going to talk about the Catelynn and Tyler stuff?" Because we both knew that we had different opinions on that. And I was like, "Oh yeah, one day we'll have to do that." And I had no issue with like, I knew she had a different opinion. I'm more of like a soft-hearted, like sympathetic person. So that's probably why like maybe I can feel bad at times for like Catelynn and Tyler in this situation. Like I can, and I'm not saying they're not wrong in things, but I can just put myself in that position. Like, oh my gosh, if I would have put my child up for adoption, thinking it's going to be an open adoption, and yeah, even if I would have done some things wrong and then they would have closed the adoption, I would probably be heartbroken. I usually put myself in people's position, and then I have sympathy for them, and usually it will kind of play into the way that I cover them. You know what I'm saying? So I never thought like, oh, if I bring Tiffers on a live to talk about Catelynn and Tyler, we're gonna butt heads. Because I was like, it ain't that deep for me. Like I can say, well, this is what I was told. A source told me this, and that plays into why I feel the way that I feel. And then I just kind of feel bad about some things. However, do I also feel like first off, Tyler with his OF, don't agree with it. To me, as a mom, I just couldn't imagine me having one of those and my kids being bullied over it. I just couldn't. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that I spoke. Things that they've done that I disagree with. I can absolutely be vocal about and say I don't agree with it. So I was like, yeah, like I have to have, me and Tiffers have to do another live about Catelynn and Tyler because we have different opinions. So I thought it would just be interesting for us to do a live.
To try again.
Yeah, to do a live and be respectful about, because I thought like, surely to be respectful, me just saying, well, this is why I feel the way that I feel. This is, what she could say, well, this is why I feel the way that I feel. And maybe we could give each other perspective to maybe even, maybe her tell me some things where maybe I go, okay, yeah, actually, I do agree with that because I didn't know that, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So after our live, we got off, we talked about Catelynn and Tyler a little bit. I informed her that, like, listen, I do have a source that's told me that this is not Carly's decision, and that does play into a little bit of why I am the way that I am, because this person was able to verify things about Carly that nobody knew, like Carly's address, family members that Brandon and Teresa and Carly have that nobody knows. The school that she went to, they have pictures of Carly that nobody ever seen that they had sent to me. You know what I'm saying? So I thought they were vetted because they knew all this information that nobody knew. So
yeah,
I thought, okay, they're legit. And maybe they weren't. It seems like, because when I told Tiffers that after our live, she said, that's so interesting because I have a source that I have vetted that says the exact opposite. And I was like, what? And I had never even considered that maybe my source was not telling the truth, or I thought it was the truth. So she literally was like, Elle, I have a source telling me the complete opposite, that Carly doesn't want anything. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, that's going to make me feel really bad if this is Carly pushing for this. And I've been kind of thinking that it wasn't her, and that I've been like leaning more on the side of like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh my God, that'd be crazy. Like, holy crap. And I'm like, how is that we have two sources that we both vetted, but they're giving us two completely stories. Like that's wild, and now I feel bad, So yeah, I've never, like, I'm not trying to argue. Tiffers made a video of clips of the live making it like you guys were interrupting. Well, oh well. It is.
oh well. I like.
That's fine.
Hold on. Now I'm curious. Like in the community. Look what they did.
Yes, hold on. Now I'm relation to her, or you know what I mean.
And we're not asking, by the way, we're not asking for that information. We would never ask.
No, I'm not saying that you are. I'm just saying like that. Like that's why I trust my source. and I'm not asking anybody to trust it, but this is what I have been told, is that after all the everything that took place with those messages, that Harley herself went and filed paperwork to silence them. She asked them to not speak about her.
Hold up. Carly herself went and filed paperwork, is what she just said.
Carly herself went and filed paperwork on them, remember? And then she changed it quickly after that.
Because when I said, wait, if Carly did this, she was like, I never said Carly did it. Right? Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad. I'm kind of glad this is here so we can play this back because I feel like
screen recorded. In case it disappears, screen recorded.
Right?
That's okay.
And they could still get updates until she is 18. If they could follow.
Okay, see, and they could still get updates until she's 18. So what she's saying is if they violated this order, they would no longer get updates about her life.
Right.
Which they already don't have, but okay.
Right. So how are they going to, like, they're not doing the updates anyways. You know what I'm saying? She's like, if they violate it, then they won't. They're already not.
They're already not getting it.
So that really not.
So how does that? Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah.
It could either be, it depends on how they act. That's why I said in my video, like, this could extend past her being 18 because depending on her family, like.
Okay, so then she ended that one, and then she has this one. Her source is probably a random.
Because here it says, and it extends even after she becomes a legal adult. So there she said it could. Here she says it
could.
Does.
Yes.
Here she says it does. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hold on.
On screenshot.
Here it says, and it extends even after she becomes a legal adult. So here she says it does. There she says it can. So that's what I'm talking about with like changing things and you know what I'm saying? I agree.
They had the chance to restore contact before this threat would revoke that. No, they didn't have a chance to restore. The whole point was that they are blocked. They don't have a chance to restore anything unless they are unblocked, period. They're already revoked from contact. I think that a lot of people, you guys gotta get with it. But all right, here's the other clip.
Now, it doesn't always mean I'm gonna sue you. Now, you gotta remember, this is Carly with her birth parents. It doesn't mean that if they broke this, that it would be a lawsuit necessarily. There could be other stipulations.
Pause it.
Paused.
It doesn't mean she said it doesn't mean it will be a lawsuit.
She said it doesn't mean that there's any stipulations, but didn't she say that they would go to court?
And here she said.
And she said here that let me replay this.
It doesn't always mean I'm going to sue you. Now,
it doesn't always mean I'm going to sue you. That's one.
You got to remember, this is Carly with her birth parents. It doesn't mean that if they broke this, that it would be a lawsuit necessarily.
I don't want to say, because I'm like, this is like so blatant with like changing things and changing the story and saying one thing and then the next time saying something completely different. I'm like, am I delusional? That I'm the only one picking this up? Am I the average bear here? You know, to like read the comments and see how literally she was just talking about how it wasn't a cease and desist, and now she made a whole video saying,
now she's saying it doesn't mean that she's going to take legal action, but in the comments she said that if they violate it, that they are going to have legal repercussions.
Even before she said that, when she was like, "Oh, they know what the repercussions are. They know what they are, so they've been warned."
Okay, so let's continue.
In the live, she was like, They received the cease and desist, and they know what the repercussions are. They know what they're going to lose. So they've been warned. They already know what it is.
Yeah, and what are they going to lose? Because they've already lost everything.
Everything.
All right.
Necessarily. There could be other stipulations. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that. But what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, hold on.
And then she stopped it And then she went into like when she and I were trying to talk. So she stopped that intentionally to make it seem like I'm arguing with her.
You make it look like you interrupted her.
I'm just stating. That's all.
And I'm saying that we all have differing opinions. I've heard your guys' opinions on it, so that's why I don't think it's
I was just opening the
conductive.
floor if you wanted to have the discussion.
And that's why I'm saying, at the end of the day, that's what happened.
Right,
Like
Danny,
that's
that's what I'm reading, Danny, as well.
because I'm not.
And then she did
I'm
it
not trying to share
again.
any more information.
She
Like,
sliced
I'm
it?
not.
She sliced it. This is the second time she's slicing it.
Is it to make it look like we're like arguing with her or
Yeah.
I shared that she got a lawyer. I don't need to go into like all of those details.
Okay, I'll say this, like, whenever I had a source come to me and say, you know, Janelle Evans kicked Marissa out.
Now, that's just, it.
So she she just kept slicing it. That last one. That's why it sounds all jumbled.
That's wild. If you have to slice and edit things to make it look like somebody's attacking you or interrupting you when you are interrupting them, your credibility is shot.
Yeah.
This is entertaining. That's why I was like, I gotta get my popcorn out for this because this is crazy.
Yeah. So for any of the people that are still here with us, how do you guys use Tiffers as a credible source if she's slicing the conversation? She's not keeping it full. She's slicing it up to fit her narrative.
I mean, I hate
that's the person you trust?
That's enough from what I've seen with it's not a cease and desist, never said it was, blah, 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 blah. And here's the thing. Her comment section is filled with people that hate us. It is what it is. I don't care. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. So they're going to eat it up. It's fine because they're like, oh, they're on Catelynn and Tyler's payroll. They're not going to look at what this really is about. It's about that she put out something that, of course, we're going to cover. So we're going to listen to what she said, see what we can find out about it, and do our own story on it because that's how this works. You know, they're not going to see it for that. They're going to see it for like, oh, two people that defend Catelynn and Tyler. The Tiffers is having, Tiffers is the savior again, defending Carly and blah, 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 blah. And these are two people that just excuse everything Catelynn and Tyler does. Like, the whole thing.
Do you guys have theories of why Kate and Ty are silent then about Carly? They're not silent. I don't know why people keep thinking this. I'm telling you, go to Elle's Insta. Okay, go to Elle's Insta.
Follow Tyler on Instagram. IG.
Yeah.
Not watching.
He literally spoke about her a few days ago, whatever.
A few days ago.
So,
On an IG.
so never once had they been silent. So I don't know where this silence is coming from.
About her as much, but they said that. They said we're going to rein it in. Like we're going to stop. They said that. They said we're going to stop talking, but they have still continued a little bit here and there.
He didn't have to go to someone's Insta if he wanted to get the word out. Well, he did get the word out. He went on a live. So you're contradicting everything and you're gaslight. Now that is gaslighting. You can go to his Instagram yourself and you can view his lives because he hates TikTok. He hates Facebook. He doesn't like any other social media. He goes to Instagram because it's one of the first things that was out there. That's what he uses majority of the time. So if you want to go and you want to see and hear what he does, you can go and do it. Do your own vetting. You don't have to listen to me, to Elle, to Tiffers. You can do it yourself if you want to do all of the work. But I promise you, doing all of this work, it's not like this is like, oh, it's such a, like this is our job. This is our job. This is our job to do this. Hey, is that some smart food? Yes, it is. Yeah, Elle is enjoying herself some good popcorn.
Only person chopping up any videos is y'all. I ain't chopped up nothing. I mean, the live.
Chopping up what? We're still on the live.
We're still on it, and it will be uploaded full. If I can put it up full, it will be full. I will chop up nothing. I will not slice it to where it looks like I'm interrupting somebody. And you can tell when it's sliced because it's a jump in it.
She literally did the whole like
the transition. The transition.
Yeah, she did the whole transition thing. We're still on the live. We can't chop anything up because we're still in it. How can we chop something up if we haven't left? But yeah, you're right. Look, at the end of the day, all we wanted was to ask questions, and we didn't we didn't get that. We didn't get that. So it is what it is. It is what it is. And she didn't want to, and she doesn't have to. But it would have been nice to have a civilized conversation and be able to get a full.
I would have loved that. And she very much, any adult can say, listen, I said more than I should have said, so I'll tell you guys what I can, but I can't, there's some things I don't feel comfortable saying. And I would have been like, okay, that is absolutely fine with me. Like, okay. And I wanted to really break it down to her, like, okay, Tiffers, you put out a video about something that, of course, we're going to want to cover. So, of course, we're going to listen to your video, take all the things that you're saying is factual, that you're stating is happening. We're going to take that. We're going to read comments to see if you gave any more information. We're going to write that down, and we're going to see if we can find out anything else through our sources, if there's anything filed legally, and then we're going to do our video, because that's how this works. That's how it works. Go to TMZ and you read their stories. They either broke the story or they got it from somebody else, and they're going to say that per the Sun, or the Sun will say per TMZ, and they will say TMZ said this, but per our sources, this is what we found out. That is how it works. It's not an attack on anyone. It's just how it works. So that's what we were doing. That is literally what we were doing. It is our job. It is what anybody with ethics should do. That should go to their sources if they have them, ask, what do you know, and dig into it to see, okay, she said that, Carly was the one behind it. Okay, can a 16-year-old do this? Let's see that, because that might be while I'm live talking about it, somebody might say, oh, they can't even do that. And let me make sure so I know what the facts are of it.
Can you play a clip of Tyler denying this story? Listen, we have all the clips. You got to do your own work at this point. We're not going to we are not monkeys. So you're going to have to go, and now we have all of the videos. It's now up to you to go look it up.
What did they ask?
Can you play a clip of Tyler denying this story?
Well, Catelynn has. I don't know if Tyler has.
Wait, why are you playing other clips and not the one relevant one then? The only clip I just played was Tiffers. I didn't have to search very far. You type in her name and it's the most recent one.
And we
Lauren.
played the most recent one because people came in here and said, oh, Tiffers has a video up, making it look like you
She
guys.
said, go listen to the video.
Yeah, so
No, seriously, y'all are reaching. This is weird. Y'all keep coming up with all of these like random ass things to ask instead of sticking to the fact. And it sounds like that's a Tiffers thing. So goodbye, Lauren. It was a pleasure speaking to you for over an hour, and you still provided nothing. Toodles. Like, I'm over it. Like, I'm over it. Like, I can only repeat myself for so long. Like,
I'll take
listen, I'm trying to take a page from Elle's book. I'm trying to do this with class as best as I can. I'm trying to, but it's hard.
At the end of the
It's
day,
hard work.
Somebody said at the end of the day, the only one who knows the full one is Kate, Ty, B, and T, and maybe Carly. And that is something that I have said, that Ray has said. Like, at the end of the day, the only people that really know is them, and whether or not, when Kate and Ty speak on it, if they want to tell the truth. Because some people's like, sometimes when I'm like, well, Kate and Ty said this, people will be like, yeah, but they're liars. And I'm like, so you got to choose what you want to believe. If you don't want to believe them because they're liars to you, don't believe them. If you want to believe them because it seems to make more sense, believe them this time. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's trying to force y'all to believe anything. Not on this side.
No, never once. Never once. Never once. You guys can go to my stuff. Never once have I been like, you guys, well, Tiffers this and Tiffers that and Tiffers. No, I talk about people on TV. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to argue with somebody about, who cares? This chick has made over 1,000 freaking videos of Catelynn and Tyler. Like, go for it, please. Like, you guys can stay over there. I don't care anymore. I made a video based off of the facts and the law, and I stuck to that. I stand by what I said because it was the truth.
It was a really
You can't
good
hide the truth. And so
the laws, how can anybody
how can anybody argue it? And that was my thought. I was like, well, how can anybody argue with the law? Well,
yeah, exactly. Like you literally were like, okay, if this is what they wanted to do per law, in my fair voice, this is how they would need to do it, and they would have to provide X, Y, and Z per what the law states. And
right.
you started to act like like I'm not even gonna watch all of that because you defend Catelynn and Tyler. Okay, well maybe this is the one video you should watch then, because it's literally there's no bias. It's strictly per your research.
Yeah.
You cite laws.
And then she still tried to argue that, which didn't make sense. Like you're trying to argue with the law now? Like, okay.
Well, that's what some people do.
You need to make sure it's accurate before posting. Exactly. Regardless of whether it's true, Tiffers keeps changing her story. And when you put something like that, you need to make sure it's accurate and true before posting it. Exactly, Coco, because this is why I've said before.
I'll tell you that. That's what gets you sued.
That'll get you sued. Yeah, and lately she has not been saying allegedly. Lately, it's just been like, this is what it is. This is what it is. This is true. And I'm like, okay. Oh, we're being called assholes, by the way.
Oh, that's okay. I don't care.
Hey, those two are assholes. Hey, that's not nice. Me, maybe. Elle, I don't think. Elle's so nice. But I did notice, like, you were like, well, it was so funny because you were like, can I please just...
Oh. Like, can I please finish my sentence? Please? With a cherry on top, like, please.
No, really.
It was pretty wild.
Really. But I'm going to tell you guys again.
Sunshine. Somebody said Amber forwards on a live. And Sunshine said yelling Amber or singing Amber. That's hilarious.
I can't do Amber's lives anymore. She is on live. She's with what's his name again? I thought they were arguing.
Mr. Hoods. They did for a while, but Mr. Hoods really needs to be friends with Amber.
Because he needs to. Yeah. Just like when Amber and Ashley were fighting, remember? And he was like, hey, like he was trying to keep Ashley on because he wanted the following. He's like, we had so many people in here. Yeah, and then Amber blocked her. And he's like, you need to unblock her. We need to get her back on here. He's like, I literally had like 500 people in my chat or something. I don't know how many he said. And I was like, dude, if you really care about Amber's mental health and you really love her as a friend, that would be the last thing you want for her, because she suffers really bad from some mental health issues, and getting dragged online the way that Ashley was dragging her, oh my goodness, you wouldn't want that for her. You wouldn't be like, please, can we do that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like that guy, whatever. Yeah. But I think that's what's sad. Like, see, that's why, look, y'all already know, I've already said exactly how I felt about Amber. Like, I don't need to repeat it, but I do believe, like, she has mental health issues. Again, this is not excusing anything that she has done or said at all, but she brings people into her life that are causing more damage. Yes. Unfortunately, but I checked her live. She's not doing anything. She's like laughing with Mr. Hoods. Do you have a video, Aaliyah? Do you have a video that explains why y'all defend Kate and Ty that we can find on your page? Well, probably not. that Allie. Oh, thank you, Allie. Okay, I spelled my daughter's middle name, Leah, like that without the A. It's because there's no A at the end. It's Allie. Okay, thank you. But I just want to see the other side of it. I don't feel like I'll speak for myself and I'll let you respond. I don't feel like I defend them when most people wouldn't. And I don't feel like when most people would say they shouldn't have done that, I feel like I say that. Maybe I don't say it the way other people say it. Maybe I don't call them child GR, but I'm not trying to get sued either. This is my business. This is what I do to take care of my kids. So I try to keep, be careful with what I say.
but I still feel like when they do something that I don't agree with, I say that.
Yeah. And I will say, like, even Tyler and Catelynn, they were like, look, like, don't, you don't have to like say anything for us or anything like that. Like they've said that before too. Like, they, they were so worried because they were like, we are the most hated people on Teen Mom. They were like, we understand, like, if you want to just talk a bunch of crap about us to, online or whatever, like, it's fine. We understand. We don't want a bunch of hate or harm to come your way. I would say that I have been very honest and straight up with them in regards to how I feel. I've said multiple times, and when Elle uploads this, you guys are gonna hear me say this like 5 times, but I am 100% honest with them. I told them that what they did was wrong. In regards to defending them, I don't feel like I've defended them any more than I guess Elle would in this case. Like I've said that they were wrong multiple times. I don't know how many times people need to hear me say it. I feel like I need to write a book and put it out there so people get the hint. But I will say that I do believe that them messaging at all was wrong. And I told them that they were wrong. And I said, you shouldn't have continued. I have the messages where I said, stop messaging this person. I don't know who the hell this is. Stop messaging them. So I've said that multiple times. I'm not defending any of that. But the discussion that we're having isn't about these, in a sense, it's not about these text messages. In a sense, we're talking about these recent events about Carly allegedly putting out this cease and desist and us trying to uncover that. That is what we're trying to uncover.
Right. And two, if you have followed me since 2018, you may be thinking about somebody else because my first upload was by accident in like 2013 of my child. Don't know how that happened. Maybe he did it. But I didn't come on to YT like to actually post until 2019. So maybe you're confusing me with somebody else. But if you have followed me since before I even started, then you would know that I have several videos up saying, wow, that was wrong. I don't agree with that. Just like when I did cover the Catelynn and Tyler text messages, when I read them, I literally at points was like, oh my God, if that was my child that Tyler was saying that to, I would be livid. I would be livid. I would contact. So go watch that video and you're going to hear me say that. You're going to hear me say that if that was as I'm reading them, I would be livid if Tyler takes my child back.
Chelsea on my side said the problem was how hard you went in the beginning against your followers for them, which I can understand. Like, I can understand, like, yeah, because I was like, no, there's no way. Like, there's no way that we don't have any proof of this. Like, how can we know? And if these were minors, right, like, wouldn't their parents have gone to the police to get a police report and put them out to try to, put a lawsuit or put something on them, right? Like, that's what was going through my mind. Did I go a little bit too hard? Yeah, probably. I probably should have just been like,
but
look,
they
it's
are
not that
friends of yours, so most people would defend their friends if they're thinking it's like BS,
Yeah. But I will still stand by the fact that why wouldn't the parents file a police report?
No, I wouldn't. I mean, after some of the things
I would. I have tons of nieces and nephews. In a heartbeat, I definitely would have. So why wouldn't they? Wouldn't any of you that are watching?
Right.
So why haven't they? Why haven't they done that yet?
And it was sad. It was sad that they went to the police with this. That person said they contacted the police with it, right? That person also said that they spoke to everyone involved before they released any of the messages. So
then why did Tiffers say that that she never said that?
Yeah, so I mean, that was posted. I probably have the screenshot. So that was one point, is that they claimed they went to the police over it. But then there's no evidence of it. That person never come back to say what was done. Also, they said before they ever posted the screenshots, they got permission from everybody involved. Well, who would be the main person involved in this? Harley,
So
Brandon, Teresa. But Brandon and
Oh,
Teresa, through Dawn, said, no, we think they're being catfished. We don't know. So that person who cares so much about Carly, didn't even go to Brandon and Teresa to say, hey, we're going to put these online.
Yeah. Thrive and Mom said, didn't CNT say the police reviewed the text and say that they didn't do anything wrong? Yes. So Tyler went to the police because he was like, look, like I'll turn myself in at this point. Like I don't care. So he was like, I need you to read these messages. Did I do something wrong? Did I do something illegal? Like I need to.
Don't worry about y'all coming to cup and stuff me.
And by now, like I'm pretty sure with enough parents, right? Like if there's like all these minors that are involved or whatever, like don't we think that all of these parents, or as a community, they would have filed like a lawsuit together? Because majority of the time, with communities, majority of communities, you know, anyway, they file like a lawsuit, like something like a joint, right?
Like a civil
Like
suit or something like
a civil suit, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just, these are the questions that I had, and it's just unfortunate that she didn't want to answer them. And it
could have went so much better where we really could have been all on the same page. Her, if she would have been understanding, but I feel like she didn't come in wanting to be understanding. I feel like she came in already like irritated with her mind being that we only wanted to discredit her, when that was not what we were trying to do at all. We were not trying to discredit her. This is our job. Yeah. So we wanted to make sure we had the facts and had the information. So when we did our lives, we knew what we were talking about. We could say, listen, this is the possibility. We don't know. This is what we found. This is what's being said.
Yeah.
But
even then, even when she was on, we didn't get any clarity. No. There was none. There was no clarity. Money buys freedom. Not when it comes to children. I think you guys, listen, Catelynn and Tyler are not that, how do I say this? Like, they're not that wealthy to be able to buy off, you know,
I would be scared to do that, even if I was rich. I would be so scared to be like,
that's breaking the law.
It's bribing.
Yes, that is
like, if
you're breaking the law.
You have a chance to be like, so, you know, maybe for 10 G's, can you just let this one slide? Like if they
Somebody
were
said
no.
Okay, so I have a Tiffany fan said, Ray, all you did was gaslight the shit out of Tiffany.
Somebody don't.
Okay,
that's fine.
Well, that was based off of the few clips that you saw. I'd love to see or know how I gaslit her and what your definition is. You know, when Elle shares her entire live, please feel free to subscribe, leave a comment, and share how you feel about it.
We were literally trying to ask questions like, well, what is going on? Because you said different stories. You said
I didn't realize that asking somebody a question is gaslighting now. Oh shit, sorry. My wife is like, hey, because she has to go to work tomorrow, so she was like, hey, I'm going to bed. I'm like, okay, now I have to use my quiet voice.
Let's see. Whether it's legal or illegal, it was unethical 100%. It caused damage in the adoption community. That's very sad. A lot of times teens don't even tell their parents, though. But that's the thing is they said they did. They said they went to their parents. When all of this happened, it was like adults claiming to be putting this out. Like, am I right in saying this, or am I confusing this?
Sorry, can you repeat yourself?
When all the text messages came out between Tyler and whoever this person was, didn't they claim like they told their parents, and it was like an adult cousin that put the messages out, and like the kid's parents were involved and knew about it? Okay. I thought so. So they did. That was my thought. That was what I can remember is that the adults did know, and they did go to their parents. So I don't know. When I read these messages, I was like, oh my goodness, if this was my kid, I might have showed up at Tyler's house. Like,
somebody said Amber used a tomahawk on her ex and got away with it. Amber didn't get away with it. She lost custody of her son.
And went to jail and just got off probation.
Like, I don't know where you're getting your source or
She
information
had to
from,
pay, she went
Rachel.
to jail. She had to pay probation fees. She had to take all kind of classes. She had to take rug tests, like once a month. She lost custody of her child. Like now her child lives in a different state because of this. So I mean,
Yeah.
maybe she didn't get the book thrown at her, but she definitely
Yeah,
the punishment.
I'm
You know?
sorry. Like you guys keep comparing and you guys keep trying to find like all of these things to justify what Tiffer said. And again, I'm not justifying what Tyler and Catelynn did, but justifying somebody, anyone else would be in prison for 25 years to life. Okay.
Well, there
Okay,
was no
Rachel.
evidence, is one. There was no evidence that she actually chased him with.
A machete.
She never hit him, or it was the allegation that she chased him, and the audio actually proves otherwise. The
Yeah.
audio, you hear her telling Andrew, and listen, I'm not one to defend Amber, but I'm also not one to lie for Andrew. I was in communication with Andrew, and Amber is a horrible person. He told me things that she did to, the baby, like cussing him and slamming cabinets that he was playing in, and
It was in front of her son, she said.
it just coming this far from, hitting his fingers. Amber is a horrible person, but if you listen to the audio, Amber's literally telling Andrew, get out of my house, leave, leave. And then at one point she's like, watch me, DIE. She's like, watch me, DIE. And she shows her medicine bottle that is like apparently empty. And he's like, did you take all those? And she's like, it doesn't matter. And he's like, do I need to call the cops? And she's like, it doesn't matter. And he's like, Amber, do I need to call the cops? She's like, I'm fine. Just leave, just leave, just leave. And then he's like, oh, you're going to take your shetty out? She's like, yep. And she's like, leave, get your things and leave. She told him to get his things and leave and take your son with you. She said, take your son with you. He didn't. He didn't. Instead, while holding the son, he goes into the office room off their main bedroom, slams the door. She goes, she's rattling the door, and she's like, what are you doing? This is my house. And he says, not for long. The IRS is coming at you. Who the hell taunts someone when they're being chased with a shetty? If somebody's got a shetty behind that door, I am not going to taunt you. Sorry. I'm going to be like, okay, my bad, wrong door. Can I go back out and take my bad, I went the wrong way. She literally told it that the audio is up. She told him to leave several times. At that point, you don't hear anything for a second. Farrah versus Janelle right now.
Versus Janelle right now.
At that point, I think they both have me blocked. Let me see.
I know Farrah doesn't. Farrah, on where?
Oh, where?
Because she's not on TikTok. You guys talking about Instagram?
Oh, you have to view that one because Oh yeah, we know they're at odds. Yeah, I have that screen recorded too because I screen record when I'm going to cover stuff.
They're not on live on Instagram either. What are they live on?
She said they're not live. They're just bickering back and forth. I'll cover that tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, we'll get that.
But yeah, so he literally was like, she's like, get out of my house. What are you doing? You can hear the door rattling like she's trying to open it. And he's like, not for long. The IRS is coming at you. And you don't hear anything for a minute. And then you hear like a chop. I do think at that point when he said that, I think she walked back to the bed, got her shetty, walked back. And I do think she hit the door with it. I do think that happened, which is crazy. But I don't think she, in his victim impact statement, that mind you, he went home and read and cried through it and sent it to a content creator to listen to and talk about and recreate. And he literally said that she chased him and that when he got to the stairs with his son in his hands, he looked over the stairs and contemplated jumping down the stairs. And I'm like, but the audio is that the audio, she's saying, get out, get out, get out, and you go into the office. So at what point was she chasing you where you ran to the stairs?
Right. And I'm sorry, like, he's a big guy, so you'd hear him like huffing and puffing.
Girl, he is big compared to Amber. Like, listen,
Rachel, I hope you're still here and I hope that you're listening to this because, again, moving from one different person to another, it's not, none of this is making sense. I think the point is just we're trying to stick to the story. And when people are trying to twist the narrative into, well, let's talk about this to deflect, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm sorry. I'm just going to straight up tell you, I'm sorry, but Tiffers' story doesn't align. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, it doesn't. We had her on the live. It doesn't make sense. Based off of the things that she said and based off of the things that she's told her followers, they don't align and they don't make sense. And then for her to say that we forced her, made her feel like she was forced to say anything, he's a big guy. He's a big guy.
he could have ate that shitty. I'm like, what the? If I was this big, and a star from Little People went to chasing me, I was literally the main cast member from Little People chasing me, and I'm like, what? I look like an NFL freaking linebacker. Like, I mean, listen, I don't want to seem like I am victim.
No, it's just he's a big guy. Like
a big
he
guy.
could take that shitty.
Yeah, and I will say she did abuse him. She did, because he recorded stuff and he had audios of him saying, "Ow, ow, you're hitting me! You're hitting me! I'm driving. Our son is in the car. Why are you hitting me?" And he's like, and she's like, "Cause you're a fat effing blah." That's why she is a piece of crap. Did he deserve any of that? No, because nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves to be beat on like that. But does that mean I believe that she's chased him with a machete? No. And if I was him and she ever would have, she might be been the one split in two, because it damn sure wouldn't have been me and my kid. Ain't nobody, if I was that size and somebody that little pulled something like that out and I had my child, I would have ripped it out of her hand like she was holding the damn toothpick.
You know, I would have just been,
Right.
get away from me. Yeah, like
Exactly.
easy.
I mean, like,
But it's true, like Coco said, he could have just flicked her. He could have just flicked her and she would have just, yeah. But what the point is that he's such a big guy. It's possible, right, that he could have just easily been like, get away from me and my son, and that's it.
right.
That's all. That's how that could have ended.
Yeah. Hey, let me see if I can find the audio, because it's up. Somebody has the audio up. And it definitely, I'm like, where's the
I put it on my reality TV page, on my Facebook one. But you're gonna have to scroll too much for that, I think.
Let me see.
Then you would have gone to jail. Yeah, that's true.
True. I mean, ultimately, he did the right thing as far as like recording. And a lot of people's like, oh, I don't trust Andrew because he was recording her. Well, he needed to do that because he knew how psycho Amber was. I don't know if we can say that word on here. But
And I will say, like, he knows how to press her buttons. Like, he knew.
For sure. But you know what he was trying to do? He was trying to ensure he got custody of that baby. He could not risk them get a divorce or him leave and that baby stay with Amber.
Yeah, Coco says that too.
So he did.
He was trying to get evidence to get full custody.
100%. And he did it. And she played into it. He couldn't force her to do the things that she did. Could he push her buttons? Absolutely. Did he? I think so. But even if you push my buttons, you're going to have to push my buttons over and 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 time and time and time again with the worst things you could say to me before I'm going to swing on you.
Because, Amber, how did you let this happen twice?
Right. And what's crazy is when she said she hit him because he was a fat, lazy FUCK, he goes, well, why did you hit Gary? Is that why you hit Gary? And she goes, yep, sure was why I hit Gary, because he was a fat dude that ran his mouth. I'm like, she's calling him.
Allie said, Gary knew how to push Amber too, but still Amber is evil. Yeah, Gary to this day knows how to push buttons. Like, he knows. Like, he's known Amber the longest. Of course he does. You know? But at the end of the day, like, it was up to her to have self-control.
Right. Especially around her kid.
For her, at least. There was no way, like, if I lost my first kid, There's no way that I would let someone put me in that position again. I would have easily told that man, get the hell out of my house. It is my house because I am paying for it, clearly. Get out of my house. You don't need to be here, and we will figure out a custody thing, but you are getting me to the point where I am going to get into full rage. You gotta go. And if he wouldn't leave, call the cops. Call the cops and say, I need to escort this man out of this is my home. I need you to escort him out.
100%. And then it would be her on the side of calling the cops to get him to leave versus him calling the cops to get her to leave.
1000%.
Let me see if this is the one.
Anyone that goes out with her knowing her history, no, seriously, like, wait, aren't you the person that said that me siding with Catelynn and Tyler is a choice? I mean, it is a choice, but hey,
Was to not stand with them.
Hey, what am I gonna do about it? People are gonna hate me no matter what anyway. They already do. What was it?
Now, here's some of it. Let's see.
Given Amber's training.
Here's just the audio. Let's see if we can hear it.
Punched me in my face.
I wasn't even running my mouth.
That was Amber mocking him. I know somebody that's on the same maturity level as her.
I was quiet when you asked me to be quiet.
Oh, is it because my fat fucking mouth kept doing this? Oh.
It wasn't. I was quiet when you first told me
Joke,
to be quiet, and then you kept yelling.
You're a motherfucking joke. No, that's not what happened.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
You kept yelling.
No, the fuck it's not,
It's
old
like,
man.
no,
No, it's not, you fucking senile bitch.
Why are you yelling in front of our child?
That didn't happen. You're a fucking liar.
Stop yelling in front of our
Because all
child.
you do is lie. It's a bunch of lies out of your fucking ignorant head. It's so disgusting.
It wasn't any lies.
You did it, Andrew. You did it.
I hit myself.
You
You
kept doing
fucking.
yeah, Andrew, I punched you. You're a liar.
No, you hit me.
bitch.
You,
pussy.
you like to hit people. What the fuck?
I hit people who can't shut their fucking mouth.
But I did show him out. You kept yelling.
That's not true, Andrew. You didn't shut your
Yeah,
fucking
you
ass.
kept putting me
No, you
down.
didn't, honey. No, you didn't. You senile retard.
No,
No, you fucking didn't. You didn't shut the fuck up. You kept going, and going. Just like the other fucking night. You're fucking retarded.
Why was I
You didn't say anything to anybody, so shut up.
why was I even out? Like, we both exhausted. Like, why was I even
What
out?
the fuck does that got to do with anything? You drove just fucking fine. You're just a little bitch ass baby. It's like you've never worked in your fucking life.
It's not work. I lost friends.
You never fucking worked in your life.
That's not
I
true.
promise you fucking that.
That's
I
not true at all.
promise you that, motherfucker. You never did anything.
It's not true at all.
Fucking
I've
lie.
had horrible jobs. I've had good jobs. I've had fucking.
I wonder why your
alright
fucking
jobs.
other relationships didn't work out because your fat fucking mouth. You're a disrespectful fucking punk. I know why.
I didn't want to
You
do.
fucking try to ruin people's goddamn lives. You're not worth it.
I didn't want to do unsafe shit when James was in the car. Like, I
You
didn't.
deserve
I-
exactly
I-
what you got. In fact, you deserve way more than that, honey.
I don't want
You
to
speak
rush.
to me in an ignorant, fucking,
Like the
ridiculous tone.
fucking the first driver.
Stop speaking for 2 fucking
Well,
seconds.
you don't let me speak though.
I nobody cares what's coming out of your fucking mouth. You're lying, you retard. You can't just keep saying the same shit. It doesn't make it true.
Like, why?
You kept going. You kept going.
You love to blame. You love to blame.
Because you did.
You love to
It's
blame.
easy. You did it, retard.
Yeah, it's old.
You
You
did
put
it.
people down.
You kept fucking going.
You're yelling in
kept
front of a.
speaking.
You're yelling in front of
You
a
kept
child.
doing it.
You're yelling in
You were
front of
doing
a
it
child.
earlier when I asked you stop screaming in an elementary parking lot. Please stop screaming in an
Because my
elementary
face
parking
was
lot.
bleeding.
Get your fat ass out of my house.
My
It's
face
fucking
was bleeding.
Easy. Get up. Go. I'll fucking pay for your fucking broke ass to get back home. Get the fuck out.
Stop.
No. I'll fucking kill you, dude. I swear to fucking God.
TikTok
I
shop,
swear to
you
God. What? No. I'm gonna let them testify. And I'll say that's what you did.
You just hit me. You
You
fucking hit
deserved
me.
it and then some.
No, you didn't.
Yes, you did. You fat
I didn't
fucking
deserve
mouth.
that.
Watch your motherfucking mouth when you're speaking to
You
me.
didn't deserve that.
You did. In my head, you did.
Why?
Because you're a piece of shit.
Well, that's so easy for you to say.
It really fucking is.
You ruined my life.
No, I didn't. You punched me in your daughter's elementary.
This is old, you guys. This is 2018. We're just, somebody's like, oh, still abusive. I say, this is old. Sorry. We were trying to, and I just realized I was trying to find the one from where she allegedly put out the shetty. This is not that. This is not that one.
Punched me in your daughter's elementary school.
Listen, cocksucker, I fucking...
She said, listen, cocksucker. Okay, let's see. I'll see if I can find that one and then we'll, there is that one. Oh, I think this one is it. And then we're gonna get off, you guys. I'm sure Ray is tired. I'm tired. Let's see.
Yeah, I haven't done like an all-nighter like this. I feel like these are like my all-nighters. So I feel like I haven't done something like this in a minute.
Oh my goodness, same.
Bring my son back to me right now. Get your stuff and go. I will call the police. I swear to God on my father, do not do this. I don't want your stuff to get fucking stolen. I'm trying.
This is going to be the audio this is a trigger warning, you guys. This is where you're going to hear her swallow a bunch of Clonopin.
Oh.
She is going to say that she's going to kill herself.
TikTok shop. I just love it. Shut up, Katie. Sorry. God.
So there's
Katie, where did it go?
you can't really tell that there's like, when he's going inside, I apologize. Okay. Now, this is going to be the audio. It's going to
No, get the hell away from me.
when he takes James, hear the machete
Ah!
smack the door. Okay.
TikTok shop.
So I'm just going to play that for you. Here we go.
Austin, you don't even know yet.
Jimmy?
No, get the hell away from me.
Oh, you think that?
It's already done.
You think?
It's already done.
Is it? Is it? Okay.
Watch me die.
You just got it?
Oh, you gonna get a fucking machete out?
No, I'm doing time. Alright, watch me die.
So he said, are you going to get up? And then she said, yep. Something about my son. She said, watch me. Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you? You need help. You're eating all your fucking medication. Oh, but then you just faked out and you
No,
sat
I'm
up.
fucking cute.
Oh yeah, good bluff. Nice one, babe. Yeah, good motherly, very good. You're gonna be a good mom. Eating all your fucking medication, thinking you're gonna kill yourself.
TikTok shop.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
TikTok shop.
TikTok shop.
Bravo, Arthur.
I love the TikTok shop.
Bravo. Good job.
You're acting.
No, leave.
You're down.
No, don't leave.
No, you.
No, you're okay to leave.
Do I need to
You're okay to leave.
No, don't leave.
Did
Please.
you just eat all your medication?
Don't leave, seriously.
Did you just eat all your?
I didn't need this. I didn't need
No, seriously, get out. I didn't need this.
Did you just eat all
No,
your
if
medication?
this is the way it's gonna be, then I'll figure it out
Did you
later.
just?
Go on.
Did you just eat all your medication?
No.
So you just fake that?
Mind you, the phone is in his pocket. So that's why you hear like
Okay.
the phone is in his pocket.
Get everything you need. Come on.
Get everything you need. Come on.
I need to make.
Okay, so there was a slam that you could barely hear. And then she goes, this is my house, Andrew. I'm going to back it up just a little bit.
I need to make a phone call.
See her, she clearly didn't chase him into there. There was no running where she chased him with a machete. Now she's yanking on the door.
Not anymore. The IRS is coming after you.
But she just chased him.
The IRS coming after you? Who says that when they're being chased with a machete? Yeah.
Oh, right? What? You're gonna hear like a the chop is. Okay.
What are you doing?
So Katie has her, like, Katie's watching this, and when you hear the chop, Katie's like, he's saying,
It sounds like Amber. So this is my hairspray, okay? My wow hairspray, guys. All right. So it sounds like because she's so small, and I don't know how big this Shetty is, but it just sounds like she's like, yeah.
I mean, and he's like, what are you doing? He had no idea. So when he went in the room, she clearly didn't have the shetty in her hand. You know, I mean, she was saying, get out, get your things and get out, get out, get out. So I'm like, where did she chase him at? We'll listen to a little bit more. So this is why I've always never believed that she chased him.
Okay, hold on a second.
Oh, that's it. And then there's some pictures of the door where there's 3 marks on the door. So yeah, I definitely
That's what it is now.
She hit the door with it, but she told him like 5 times to get out. Maybe if he would have walked his happy ass down those stairs and left, she never would have hit the door with the shetty. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder if she was just like, because weren't people saying like he was in the room and she was hitting like the door to try to get in?
Mm-hmm. So that's what happened. So they were in their bedroom at first talking, and she's telling him to leave. She's saying like, "Oh, watch me, BYE," and she holds up her medicine bottle that's like empty. And he's like, "What the heck? You took all your, blah blah blah." And she's like, "It's fine. I'll throw up." And he goes, "Do I need to call the cops?" And she's like, "I'll throw up. It's fine. Leave." And rather than leaving, he went into the office and shut the door. And she's like wiggling the door. It's like, "What are you doing? This is my house. This is my house." I'm like, "Why did you leave when she told you to?" If somebody would have,
he like trashed that house.
girl, yeah, that was wild.
Well, Elle, where do you plan to post this live so that, you know, my followers and your followers and myself know where to find it?
I guess I'll download it and then put it on YouTube, I guess. And I'm just going to title it "Trying to Get Answers About Kate and Ty's Cease and Desist." I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Yeah, I guess and I'm not, I feel like I need to just put the whole thing up in its entirety. I might cut it off after we just quit talking about that situation.
Yeah, because
it is what it is. But I'm like, I don't want people to accuse me of like cutting it off and we took something out because I have no reason. I don't care. Yeah. I'm not going to be slicing and dicing to make it look like something happened that didn't. But I'll let you know when it's up. It'll probably be tomorrow, to be quite honest, because by the time I download it on this phone and then upload it to YouTube, it's going to take some time. So
yeah, that's fine. I'll share it. So in case anybody forgets or whatever. But yeah, I mean, listen, on our end, I feel like it was a good chat. I hope that some people were, I don't want to say anybody had to choose sides, but I hope that you guys were open to listening to different perspectives, right? So I hope that people were able to at least do that. That was my goal, was just to listen to other perspectives without judging or, you know, talking down on anyone else.
Yeah, and same. I hope everybody realizes this was not a situation where we were trying to defend anyone. We were just trying to get the facts of a story that we would cover. We were just trying to figure out what was going on from the only person that claims to know the information. So it was no attack, nobody trying to discredit her. This is what we do. So we were trying to get clear answers. She's the one that said she's the one that came on and said she would go live with us. So we welcome that. I did not have an attitude with her. I felt like Ray was very respectful, and we wanted to be civil. We wanted to really get answers because she's the one that claims to know what's going on. I felt like she come up already very defensive and feeling personally attacked, and I hate that for her. I hate that that's how she felt, and I do feel like because that's how she felt, it it stopped us from being able to have an actual conversation where we could get anywhere. And I hate that. And I hate now that it's probably going to cause, not on my side, ain't no beef on my side. I'm not going to sit here and like make videos attacking and I'm going to put this up and that'll probably be what it is. If she wants to take clips to make content out of it for the next 10 years, have at it. It is what it is. If she slices and dices it to make it look a certain way, you people are smart enough to understand why somebody would do that. So
Yeah. If you guys missed it, don't worry. Elle just said that she's gonna post it tomorrow. So if you guys missed it, no worries. She'll post it. I'll be sure to repost and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel the same. I really honestly and truly tried to just make sure that I wasn't interrupting, that I was quiet majority of the time. The only time that you guys ever saw me like actually like be like no is because it was like you have to let somebody finish a sentence or finish their question. It's not fair to have the floor, right? And then when it's somebody else's turn, kind of just give them the finger. It's not that, no couth. So, with that, thanks, Elle.
you're welcome. I had fun.
I had fun too. It was a good time, and I'll talk to you on the outside.
Sounds great. Bye, everyone.
All right, bye, guys.